Hi Scorpio, I hope you're well. Life of Tarocchi back with another tarot reading. This reading will be for anybody with Scorpio placements in their chart, so welcome. Scorpio, we're going to connect in with your energy. We're reading your energy in the 10th house of Capricorn. So it's all about discovering your life's purpose. We are going to ask 12 questions, pull 12 cards, and then we'll get into the tarot. So the first question in the first house is about self-appearance. So where the eye meets the physical body, what the eye sees. So what are your strengths, Scorpio? Spirit, one card, please. Beautiful. So Scorpio, your strengths are artist, media producer, amusement, okay, file registration, and we've got education. Okay, so those are your strengths, Scorpio. Second house, second question is, what do you love? So these are the things you value. What do you love, Scorpio? Thank you. We've got interview here. Interview, okay. So you value information and the transaction of that information. Okay, so the third house is all about your weakness. So this could be what you're doing too much of or not enough of. Let's see what that is. And I love that weakness was on the bottom there. Okay, Scorpio's weakness, please. Okay. So Scorpio, your weakness is masculine. And we've got park ranger. Okay. Fourth question in the fourth house is, what are your passions? And the fourth house is Cancer. So passions. Let's see what that is, Scorpio. Scorpio's passions. Okay, so we've got spray paint. Okay. Interesting. Let's give the cards a bit of a shuffle. So, fifth house, fifth question for Scorpio. What can you be paid for? What can Scorpio be paid for? Oh, okay. All right, Scorpio, you can be paid for quite a few things. So we've got the conductor. We've got student. Auction. Okay, can make money out of auctions. Chemical, gas, petrol, and power. We've got sculpture. We have clothes. Midwife. Clocks and watches. We have forensic, emotional, and interpret. So Scorpio, you can be paid for quite a few things there. I will take the first. Let's take the first. Let's take the first four. Okay, sixth question in the sixth house. What does the world need from you, Scorpio? Okay. So the world needs from you, Scorpio. We need you as a trainer. We need you, Scorpio, to police something. We've also here, Scorpio, the world needs your spells. Physical plane. I like that. And we have instructor. So the world needs those from you, Scorpio. Seventh house, seventh question. What is your profession? All right. I will accept screen and print in the seventh house. Now, 8th question in your house, Scorpio, is what is your mission? So this is all that intense energy that you apply to discovering your life's purpose. Okay, Scorpio, what is your mission? Okay, we've got all that intense energy coming through. So there's quite a lot. And I'll pull up the first 4 and make note of the rest. So your mission here, Scorpio, media and social. We've got club, motorcycle and vehicle, employment, payroll. We have cabinet maker, problems and solving, the workplace, advertise and market, duties and skills, legal, scuba, snorkel and diving, the detective. Your profession is your profession, Scorpio, and that is your mission. Video producer, judge, gunsmith, food and beverage. Okay, so that's the energy of your mission. The 9th house is Sagittarius energy. So this is all about how you see life in the philosophical approach. And so we're going to ask Spirit in the 9th house, what is your first award or achievement, Scorpio? So let's see what that is. Scorpio's first award or achievement. Intimacy. All right, only one. Intimacy. The philosophy of love. Okay, 10th house, 10th question. What is part of your purpose, Scorpio? Let's hear it from Spirit. Nice. So, heavily part of your purpose, we've got alarm, security, and surveillance. Defense. Wow. Application. Goal and strategy. Swimming. Nutrition, supply and distribution, and we've got first aid. Okay, just take those 4. Okay, alrighty, so we've got 11th house. 11th question for Scorpio is, what do you do on your downtime? Where do you find yourself most relaxed when you have nothing else to do but doing you? Okay, Scorpio, what do you do on your downtime? Model, okay. Scorpio, you're a model, looking all handsome and beautiful. Okay. We also have, on your downtime, karmic, redirect soul journey. We've got climate and manager. Okay. Now, 12th house, 12th question, message revealed from Spirit in relation to discovering your life's purpose, Scorpio. Let's see what that is. Okay. That was pretty quick. Now, the message here from Spirit is in relation to musical instruments, spirituality and religion, and we've got property value. Okay, beautiful. So what we are going to do is we're going to roll the die. So this is a time die. So Spirit, how should I deliver this message to Scorpios in future? Okay, so future speaking. I have to try and speak in future terms for you, Scorpio. Okay, and let's pull some cards for the theme of this reading. So Scorpio, Let's see the theme of this reading. Theme for reading for Scorpio. Okay, I'll leave that there. We've got quite a few. All right, Scorpio, the theme for this reading is, we've got attracting a lover, energy open, coming out over the karmic redirect soul energy. Self-made, self-paid. Okay. And we've got, I bought this for you. You keep it. It's yours. Oh, wow. Scorpio. We also have, I see a lot of me in you. You've been in training your whole life for this moment. So take the stand. And that's coming over trainer. Okay. And the last one here is, especially with regards to payroll and screen and print, don't question yourself, Scorpio. Question the plan. Wow. Okay, beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear the board up and then we'll get into the tarot. Scorpio. Okay, let's discover your purpose. Let's review the first house. The first house is self-appearance, where the mind meets the eye. So this is about seeing and retrieving. This is also reflections and expressions from the physical. Now, in the first house, self-appearance is also the house of Aries. Now, Scorpio, we have artist and media producer, amusement. This gives me the feeling that others like to look at you. They see creativity. They also see, on the surface, Scorpio, you're appealing with amusement. And amusement also gives me the feeling that they're trying to work you out. We also have file and registration and education. So Scorpio, there's something here you're working towards. You're really pushing towards the pen and paper and talking about making those words vocal through education, through teaching. So we've got the moon. Beautiful. So the moon, Scorpio. We've got Cancer's energy showing up in Aries' house. So we've got this energy here of creativity, of the inner child coming to surface, coming to play with romantic values. The moon also governs the dreams, secrets, sleep, things that are coming out from the dream state into the physical form. This is beautiful energy. Connection to dogs is significant. That is also an energy of being loyal. This sun here bears down and stares hard at the left pillar. So this gives me an energy of for you, Scorpio, it's like the sun. You see your success through the journey of your past. Now, we've got Cancer coming out of the water, meaning we have your creativity emerging from the depths of the ocean. So this is something you're discovering within yourself, and it's also others are appealing to this energy in you, Scorpio. So we are going to read the underlying energy. Scorpio, I was drawn down to, I bought this for you, you keep it, it's yours. So there's something here you're being gifted, and it could be a gift of a skill, gifted to the essence. Now this artistic media producer, amusement, something's going on. You're ready to put on some type of show, whether you're behind the camera or in front of the camera. But there's this energy of things being seen. Scorpio, underlying energy here. If you've watched some of my other readings, this card is my connection to the funeral card. Now this energy here draws me straight in to what awakens you, Scorpio, is a ceremonial event. So Scorpio, it's typical for Scorpios go through a lot of dark progresses through life, and especially when it comes to transformation and change and death and passing into the natural spiritual world. This is one of those ceremonial events where this self-appearance energy, where the crab comes out of the water, your creativity comes to emerge to the surface, happens through an awakening of a transition. We do have ties here to mother and child. I am getting 3 generations here, even though up close there isn't, but it appears that there are 3 people connected to this ceremony. So also too, there's a lot of, we've got the Justice card coming up here, which means there has to be balance brought into place. Because we have one unspoken word that had transformed the ceremony, and there are three other energies that are pointing towards the transition. And so this here, we've got the swords in these cards are basically colorless, which means they're reflecting the energies of their environment. Whereas in this Justice card, the sword is blue. So therefore it is speaking on its own terms. So justice is speaking for itself with regards to transitioning and with regards to you emerging, Scorpio, emerging through ceremonial practices. Now, what this is, when justice prevails, when that communication is spoken, this energy is like, Scorpio, you see things from a different way, a different perspective. And this, for me, this energy is looking straight at me in this energy right now in this card, because usually I can feel where across the board the cards are directing, but this card is looking at me. So for me to take that energy, Scorpio, is that you're looking into the reader, you're looking into the interpreter, and you're wondering those successful thoughts, that cognitive behavior within the mind, how that prolapses into future. That's just what I got from this sun energy around the head. So these are also ideas of seeing things differently, but there's also finding a successful outcome to thinking and seeing something differently. Notice how this sword is blue and it's tied to the blue shirt. So this is speaking to matters of the heart, matters around the chest, the stomach. So these were issues that were painful. These issues that connected you to communicate creativity. But also, without there being orange, it's blue. So there wasn't a lot of generating, there was just more communicating. Knight of Swords, someone rushing in, quick, fast action. Now the face here is like, Scorpio, I feel like when you have this realization, when you have this energy come to your surface, there's an energy here that someone rushes in. And they're rushing into artist, media, producer, spirituality, religion, and musical instrument. So there's this person who's rushing over, and swords. They've got something to say. Now, what Spirit just showed me is that this person may not be rushing to you to say something. They may be rushing to excuse me, I'll just pop a little. So Scorpio, this energy is rushing over to your healing journey. So whether this is your energy or someone else's energy, because when you have this awakening, this moment of, whoa, okay, I see what it is that I need now. I see what it is that I need to produce, to project, to embody. And whether this is you rushing in to find those healing qualities to make that transition possible. So the star here also speaks about fame qualities. We do have education, artist, media, producer, and amusement. So we've got here fame, direct spotlight energy, the star shining down on feminine qualities with regards to creativity and bringing things from the surface, bringing things up to the surface. Something about this healing, so 1 foot in, 1 foot out, meaning that the energies that are significant here is what I'm getting ties to is healing other placements in your chart as well, Scorpio. Whether you've got other water placements or other earth placements. So water being Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Earth being Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Whether you need to heal those qualities or heal energies with other people's, those placements. But this is passion and this is fire. Because this is also an idea. And it's like, see, both of these knights are rushing back towards spirituality and religion, and to this musical instrument with property and value. So both knights are rushing, wanting to speak and wanting to build, wanting to, I just heard the word propose. Now what we have here is Hierophant, the Hierophant. Now this energy here is 2, seeking means to clarity. So there's 2 energies here, whether it's within you, Scorpio, or whether you're dealing with someone else, you might be feeling like a mediator, someone who can help you speak through that conversation might be useful. Whether this is getting an idea out or working through this underlying emotional energy of your Scorpio so that you're able to bring these qualities to the surface. Because this is all about with the mind and it's acknowledging it in the physical form. So this is getting clarity from something that we can't see that belongs within the mind. But we're also needing clarity because we're seeing it in the physical form. So like third party is required. And what this is happy outcomes. So we've got lots of happy outcomes here, Scorpio. This gives me the amusement as well. I bought this for you, you keep it, it's yours. Wow. So there's 3, we've got 3, 4, 3. Number synchronicities for peoples and unities. Okay. 3, 4, 3. Scorpio. Okay. So there's something here. Okay, so I'm getting this ceremonial energy coming through now. So the first card in the bottom was, you know, you being awoken to some type of ceremony that required a transition. Ceremonies like this one, Scorpio, is one of great rebirth in your concern. What that means is whether you see birthdays as rebirthing, that can be painful. You know, whether you see a passing as rebirthing, that's also painful because there's transitions there. There's change and we're needing to adapt to change. But this here is information that this change that you are starting to see, Scorpio, through this Hanged Man energy, is that you're coming together to speak about something, to unify topics of love, of expressionism, of nurturing and of care, of Mama Earth, so the things that provide life sources, resources. This ties to beauty as well and health, produce and food, the home, and refers to the land of the mother's being. Whether these are topics that you speak about through education or you teach about through art, as an artist, painter, drawing, or some type through media, there's something here that you've been able to successfully bring together, Scorpio. So we are speaking in future energies, but I pull from the past so that you can identify your future line. So future, Knight of Pentacles, lots of knights. So we've got inspired action, we've got fast action, and we've got hard work and routine. This is coming forward. bringing it all together. So this Knight of Pentacles just has this one pentacle to offer, but this Knight with this gesture comes with the Ten of Pentacles. Now Scorpio, the devil's showing up beyond this energy, so I will bring in some crystals. Now this, we all love this card. Ten of Pentacles means abundance in every form you can think of. Home, family, money, people, the right people around you. These two dogs are tying back into this moon card energy. So what is emerging from within you, Scorpio, is value and abundance. This is coming through to your self-appearance. Now, what this means is actually working through all those fears and all those toxic addictions. Working through all those lies and mistreatments of others, or self-imposed concepts where you felt that you had to be a certain way because it was tied to the way it had to be. So this is like talking about maneuvering and having to be a certain way. It's like someone here's like sort of dictates some type of behavior, especially when it comes to your money and values of yourself with regards to home and family. That was that energy I got there. Now what is happening here, Scorpio, is there's a lot of nudity. Lots of nudity on these cards. So, oops, what we've got here is the World. So these are things having successful outcomes, finding the right way. These are also like endings to toxic cycles. Just, this is energies that you just felt you couldn't escape, that had a hold of you and would dictate what you would do. So this is being able to let go of those energies. Now, there's a balance of 4 here. And I feel like that 4 is a foundation for what is emerging within you. So this is here for success. It's like, working through letting go of fears, letting go of toxic energies, people, places, and things that no longer serve your higher mind. That's releasing those things and letting them go. You know that working in unity brings you balance. And I feel like we're coming to a close here. So 3 of Wands to the 4 of Wands. So these are when you work through finding that value, when your mind sees that in reflection, Scorpio, in the mirror, when others identify you, seeing that energy come from you. These are waiting, this is you acknowledging that's the energy surfacing and you finding and waiting for successful outcomes. This is also too marriage, partnerships, happiness at the home. This could also talk about purchasing a home as well. Yeah. So this is beautiful. So Scorpio, self-appearance, first house. Something you don't know about yourself is that in future you have great outcomes coming. But not only that, you work through dark energies to produce education and amusement for others who don't see your way. So this is how you teach. But there's something about file and registration that makes that energy official. So that's you becoming official, Scorpio. Okay. Scorpio, second house, second question. We ask, what do you love? So what do you love in the house of Taurus, meaning your personal possessions, your personal values, the things you keep around you? What we had was interview came out. So this is talking about finding information and speaking in relation to someone else, to something else. Now this also gives me this like energy of there's definitely an enjoyment to this transaction of information. So interview. Also, Scorpio, I'm getting another meaning from this. So there's something that you value by the means of seeing with inside something. Because if we were to place ourselves into something and to see it from within, to see it from the inside. So this is also like deep self-reflection, that type of energy. Interview. You're seeing something from the inside. And this is something that you love. So, okay, so I'm getting that, and I'm just bringing that energy through for you, Scorpio. Now, I wanted to bring up this deck, but like these are very much, when there's words on there, it's very much straightforward. But if we're talking about symbols, it's a little more out there, and we start speaking about other things and what it ties to, and we start connecting those dots. So, Scorpio, we've got interview here as something you love. Now, in the scope of things, there's something you're discovering about yourself, and others are seeing that emerge within you. Now, interview and amusement, it's like ties into this energy and you love it, or people love this from you. So let's see how this applies. What is interview here for Scorpio? Preservance, resilience. 9 of Wands. So this talks about you being on guard, Scorpio. It's talking about you being on guard, being bounded, being somewhere safe. This also talks about staying in your comfort zone. Testing of faith. This is also true. Staying somewhere to keep the view. The last stand, the last say, interview. Independent and intelligent. So I'm going to pull a different deck for the underlying energy. Actually, Spirit said keep going. All right. Now, Scorpio, keep in mind we pull from past and talk about future in this placement of this reading. So, Scorpio, I was pulled across the plane here. I see a lot of me in you. Now, this talks about you being on guard. On guard, feeling like you're needing to protect something that is close to the heart, something that's physical in the forms that fire and passion. This could relate to physical objects, or this is a point of view from a personal experience. But that's essentially what an interview is about. So finding that point of reference from the inside. And the best way to do that is to speak to that person who holds the inside knowledge. So there's something here about abundance and luxury. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. Taking note, 9 and 9 here, Scorpio, are the number synchronicities. For me, this is 9 and 10, we start again. So building up upon new frequencies, elevating, because this is luxury, self-sufficiency. This is being able to rely on yourself. So this interaction of information from the inside perspective brings abundance. It's about a higher achievement. And it's like, Scorpio, if you feel like you're on guard, bring those guards down a little bit. You've got 9 wands and you only need to hold 1. So let the work do itself in a way, because when you're on guard, it brings stagnation. So by allowing things to flow is allowing things to connect. 9, 9, 9. Okay, I'm going to pull a book. It is Alana Fairchild's book, Messages in the Numbers. I am just going to read like one line, so 999. I love this book, and I just opened it up to the right page. Okay, so Alana says this is beautifully, deeply loving and a spiritual number combination. And it speaks of a ending of a struggle and the rebirth into light. Wow. Okay. So that describes exactly this energy here. Thank you so much, Alana. So this is like a rebirth. So this mindset here is like being encapsulated by negative thoughts, negative beliefs, or this is even being encapsulated by the negative things that people have said about you. And this is like transforming into having, instead of worry, this is abundance. This is going from worry to value. Worry to value. Okay, yeah. So in a repeating sequence, it means that okay, well, Alana's saying that within you, you have power, knowledge, and wisdom. So that's that 999 energy. Wow, Scorpio. Knowledge, power, and wisdom is that 999 interview. Okay. Knowledge, power, and wisdom. New project, inspiration, ignited passions. So there's a shift here, Scorpio. Something is emerging from within you to come out to surface. But also too, by letting one guard down, it's like you're acknowledging this power ignite within you. Something new is coming, this new project, new inspiration. And this is, so Scorpio, I feel this battle within you, this self-imposed prison, and coming in and out of this workable energy. Because there's something you've been dealing with. It's like you've been having to interview in the dark. Or this is also interviewing someone who has passed. That's a very heavy message for someone. When I say heavy, that means that's the type of searching energy. Peeling back the layers of transition. But there's energy here, Scorpio, is that you've been doing a lot of mind work, a lot of transformation within the mind. So first house, we said, where the eye sees, where the mind, oh my gosh, where the eye meets the mind. So this is your interpretation of what you're seeing. But like we said before, Scorpio, seeing within something could be very much be seeing within yourself to find the answers to the connections. There's also too here, you've had to make very difficult decisions to work, or you will have to make difficult decisions to work through this. But Scorpio, by all means, this is working within your power, your wisdom, and your knowledge. So this feels like something that you have to do. Don't question yourself, question the plan. So this is like that internal reflection, going back through past experiences of childhood and the past, reflecting on memories and finding all those familiarities that you connected with, that gave you gifts, that taught you everything you know. So there's this reflection on the past through innocence, through reunion, through the connection of joy in healing. And this is finding that comfort within. So talking about finding those sentimental values and drawing power from them, Scorpio. You're drawing power from past happiness. So we have the Death card here showing up as transformation. This card is stating a symbolic death and rebirth. So for someone who is chasing or wanting to interview someone who has already passed, this is talking about discovering and understanding what that soul went through in terms of transition. Now this talks about understanding your belief and their belief to afterlife effects and experiences. This is also talking about discovering the universal meaning of transformation and change. So Scorpio, death is part of your house, it's part of your card. And this energy here, Scorpio, is that you awaken by a unity of transformation. Now what this is that not a group of people, but this is talking about you may experience a rebirth within yourself because something changed outside yourself, and therefore you're finding what that transition meant. So this is talking about if this is life on the left and this is death on the right, then Scorpio, you're finding the medium between the two. So you're wanting to know what happens when a soul passes into the other life. So this is talking about finding the journey of that person who's gone through that transition, that journey, and interviewing them. This is so crazy. Sorry, Scorpio, but like, as I say these things, I'm like, whoa, okay. So Scorpio, there's something you're deeply interviewing, reviewing from within side. Also too, in the dark means that not everybody knows about what research you're conducting because it's personal. This is through personal experiences. So Scorpio, unless someone has been by your side and has understood you forever, no one's going to know the exact journey that you have walked. So no one can ever truly know what you are truly reflecting on, because it is your true journey to yourself. And this is talking about discovering your life's purpose. Your journey is your own, and your transformation is also your own. The way you transform and how you understand the transformation process. So we do here, of course, death in the tower. Now, not to worry, because by now, Scorpio, because you've seen things from the inside, you've got the inside of you, meaning that it's like some way you had the lens of what happens in transition. So it's like you don't need to be worried or be scared. These are also interviewing people who have had near-death experiences to understand that type of transition. Collecting that type of information. So the tower here, sudden change, transformation, and revelations. This revelation is a lot of air energy. So this is awakening of the mind. We've got here pulling apart all the ideas of the old foundation, which means that all the things that kept you bonded to trauma, all the things that kept you emotionally addicted to chaos, that's shifting and changing. Because to stick to one belief means that it serves you. So if it serves you well, why change it? But this is having some type of awakening where you're seeing by interviewing that your mind is starting to transform because you're seeing an insider perspective from each and every interview. So looking within, looking within, looking within. Finding within, applying within. There's beautiful energy here, Scorpio. When you bring this knowledge, when you bring this wisdom, you will find your power and things will change for the better. We have celebrations. We have people coming together to meet with you, to celebrate who you are, what you do. We have people of value who want to be friends with you because they value what you bring to the table. There's a community around you, a hub, a circle of support. These are also social events, things that are very creative. So this is talking about your place in the world of shared joy. And this is beautiful. Full cycle energy on the star. So the star here, this is healing. This is inner clarity. This is rejuvenation, inspiration. So North Star is your purpose. You're finding your purpose, Scorpio. When you know what your knowledge is, where your wisdom lies, this is how you find and harness your power. So looking within is the answer to discovering what you truly love. King of Swords showing up there for you, Scorpio. So King of Swords is intellect and power. So that summed up all that energy of that Nine of Wands. So it's like, all right, yeah, you might be on guard, but I see why. I see why you're on guard. You're protecting knowledge. You're protecting your power. You're preserving your power, Scorpio. Whoa. Spirit just pointed me towards books. So reading books, the right books. Knowing what to look for is finding the right resources. You will reap the perfect harvest. Talking about harvesting knowledge is finding the information you were looking for. Coming back to the Rider-Waite, the High Priestess on the bottom here. The High Priestess uses her knowledge, her power, and for wisdom, for good. The High Priestess is aware of the masculine and feminine, also the negative and positive, and is aware of all secrets that bestow upon the conscience of others, because it is clear how they carry their conscience. Is it at a win or loss, and why? So Scorpio, let's jump into the next house. Okay, Scorpio, third house is the Gemini's house. This is all about how you think and communicate. This is within the mind, but the question we asked to Spirit in this house is, what is your weakness? And I represented that by asking what you did too much or what you did not enough. Now, noting that time is of the essence, and I do have a busy highway nearby, we did have that siren roll through. So this is a calling for a clearing of the way, a rescue of the day. And I do hope that person on the other end of that siren receives the care that they need. So we've got here masculine park ranger. So these Scorpio here, your weaknesses, this could be, working, for example, it could be working in your masculine energy too much. It might be that, whether you're male or female, it just could be that you're being too logical in the physical form, that you're needing to bring more creativity to your feminine energy. So things like that type of energy. If you're dealing with someone else who you're struggling with their masculine energy, that could be that type of messages for you. But we've got Park Ranger here, and Wednesday was the day that popped up. Wednesday. So we've got Park Ranger here. Park Ranger. So someone who looks after the natural areas that have been... Okay, so someone who has been put aside to look after the side, meaning that a designated area has been isolated for growth and historical information. So this is a place that has been boarded off, retaining all past history, pertaining the presence that it grows in, and being allowed to grow in its future form because it is being isolated. So, Park Ranger. This also gives me the energy of someone roaming around the isolations, roaming around the natural trees, the elements, the energies that breathe. Masculine and Park Ranger. All right, so why is that here for Scorpio as a weakness? Thank you. So we've got Page of Wands. Page of Wands coming out over intimacy, social media club. Now this Page of Wands is standing in the 9th house. So this Page of Wands comes to you either as a Sagittarius or as someone who is speaking from their beliefs, someone who's speaking from higher education, someone who knows what they're talking about. This is the energy they come from. Now this page might not be the person who has learnt that knowledge, but they have been sent with that knowledge. Okay, so this page is someone who's most often a student, someone who's learning, but because they walk the journey through higher belief, higher education, religion, spirituality, this is talking about they carry a message from higher forms. And they're speaking it through the 8th house, means that they're speaking about the words of change. They're speaking about the words of transformation. They do hold the wand, and it's the staff. They're speaking about new ideas, new ways you could take inspired action. This is also someone who speaks to a lot of confidence and someone who you recognize as a leader, a visionaire. Now, this could be you, Scorpio, or this could be someone who you're meeting in the future. Now, this is someone who gives you an idea or speaks to some type of knowledge that gets you some type of payroll in the future, some type of good employment outcome. Or this could be you giving employment outcomes to others, but managing that payroll process. So don't question yourself, question the plan. This could be what this type of person is saying to you, Scorpio. Or this could be you saying to yourself. Don't question yourself, question the plan, the structure, because the structure is the foundation of where we walk. So this is where this person is speaking to, and this is something you believe is to be relatable in form. There's something that you're tied to when this person speaks, because it's passion, it's fire, and it's of the heart, and it wakes things up. Beautiful. So underlying energy here, Scorpio, is that we've got the 10 of Pentacles, our favorite card, everyone's favorite card. So Scorpio, Page of Wands, coming from knowledge, but also legacy. So this speaks of knowledge being carried over time, through generation, through institution, through forms of regeneration. Something's been retained, and that's why its value has been formed and held. Loyalty here, loyalty to wisdom, loyalty to value, and loyalty to connections. Now this 10 of Swords is giving me past life energy, or talking about removing this pains of sores of karma. Now karma, everyone finds karma different. We can interpret things how we like. But karma here for me is that, you know, this person hasn't put these swords in themselves. So this isn't self-sabotage. This is of others doing. We do have 10 swords here. So Scorpio, this is energy of you being attacked on all levels of chakras. So if you're feeling imbalanced, you might be, you know, this information might be able to, this Page of Wands information, it's like it aligns you straight away, because it speaks to all of these points of reference where pain was on purpose. Something this person, this Page of Wands, says, you take that and you apply it to where you need it, Scorpio. Because this person, I feel like, is either bringing a message from angel, from spirit, from your past loved one. I don't know who this is to you, but this is meant to be for every Scorpio with any scorpionic placement in their chart. This is something you walk into. Someone speaks words that you awaken to. And it speaks to points of pain, but brings you your ultimate legacy, your outcome. King of Cups. So this is being fully balanced within your emotions, knowing that nothing can unravel you, not even gaslighting from a manipulator or a narcissist. It just won't work. Because Scorpio, it's like you've gone through all of these pinpoints of pain and backstabbing, and it's like you've worked through them, and you can see now the good and the bad that came from both of each of those swords coming into your back. Now I say that those of you who have taken physical lashes from others, feel in the mind that that space in your body is healing. Know that the person who projected that energy, that pain into your body, is no longer impeding you. This is being aware of how much that impeded you, and this is releasing that away. But knowing as a learning lesson that that power can never come over you again. And this is knowing that within your wisdom, because you're in alignment with your emotions. Now, this King of Cups floats on a concrete bed across the ocean. That's what I'm getting in this energy. How is it possible for a concrete slab to float on the ocean? Well, in tarot, it's possible. In the spiritual form, it is possible. How could something so heavy that's meant to sink provide something afloat? How is that meant to be? But it's also a change of perspective. This is success, good outcomes. This is also recognition for the work that you do, and also recognition for how hard you've done it. Because I feel like this energy here, in other cards, this person marches with a crew, but this energy I'm feeling for you, Scorpio, is that you're marching on your own. Nice. We have that reflection into the last house. So building on nostalgia, building on past experiences of love brings you your power to continue forward, to bring you forward. There's someone who's either younger than you or is behaving more immature than you. And this is someone who's like not happy about what you're discovering within yourself. How is that even possible? That's okay. Because Scorpio, it's you choose to walk away from the cups that don't refill yours as you fill theirs. So I'm getting the sun and the moon here because this is alignment of both what was unknown and unsaid has been left to rest. So this could be leaving weaknesses behind, leaving that idea of a weakness behind, because that weakness is ultimately your strength. This is moving forward, planning journey and travel, planning to be somewhere, planning to go somewhere and be somewhere on time. But this is also true, others knowing that you're passing through. This gives me that energy for someone who's interviewing that past loved one, or finding the inner view of where that past loved one has gone to the other side of the realm, that journey. This is also true, angels, your spirit guides, also acknowledging that energy, that journey that you're doing spiritually, energetically, moving backwards and forwards, reclaiming that information is being celebrated by all realms. That's beautiful, Scorpio. So whether you're avoiding this weakness or just doing too much of it, there's something here where you find balance to move, knowing when to leave other situations and knowing when it's you that needs to be celebrated, because there's something here about you, Scorpio, ultimately unifying the concept of transformation and change, however that applies. Whether that's speaking literally or just not even at all. Like making a change is talking about not drinking coffee anymore and just drinking tea. That's a transformational change on a minor form. But over time, it becomes a big thing because you're actually changing your inner workings by giving it something else that you feel is more calming, for example. And on the other end, this is also true, discovering the actual meaning of death. This is discovering, religious beliefs and processes. Also the ceremonial practices that comes with those transitions. Knowing how life should be celebrated is not to worry about the transition of death at all. This is happy in fulfillment. This is knowing what you know is right and correct, and this is knowing that you can chill out just for a moment if you need to, because it's like this is just certainty and being sure. It's also, knowing that you can fill your own cups, and the ones that others didn't fill for you in the physical form with regards to the heart and home. It's not to worry, Scorpio, because this is 5 here, but you've got the 9 of Cups within yourself. So you'll hold more value within yourself than anyone can ever provide you. And this is that lesson that you're learning. New money, a new offer, a new opportunity. Now, Spirit's bringing this to you in the physical form, and if you're awake and aware, you will acknowledge what that opportunity is. If you're in this sad energy of worrying about what others refuse to offer you by means of necessity, then you're not going to notice this new offer come in. But if you just lift your chin just a little, you'll see that it has a lot of emotional fulfillment. So that's, I feel like, the message for Scorpios who are avoiding their weakness, and for Scorpios who are already doing their weakness, knowing that peeling that balance back a little bit, finding that journey to work through that energy is through the emotions. There's a concept here of how it serves and how it applies. So the understanding of its purpose. Purposes interacting with other purposes. Okay. All right. Scorpio, 4th house. We asked, what are your passions? So 4th house is all about, we've got Cancer, but home, family, where you grew up, where you came from. So we've got spray paint here. Let's think about spray paint for a moment. It has to be contained. It has to have other elements so that it can be produced out of its confinement of the can. There's also a selection of what type of color we keep in the can. And to spray paint means to visualize a piece, visualize something before painting the surface. So, spray painting, whether you're just painting walls in a bedroom, but this is also color psychology. So being mindful of the colors we use when selecting. So the color of red, would generally drive someone towards their passion, but if they're feeling more on the negative side, they might feel rage. So someone, would be using dark red or blood red for rage, whereas red is vibrant for life and blood and love, for force, for flow, So spray paint here for Scorpio. Spray paint. Monday's tied to this card, interesting enough. It's just another manic Monday. Okay, so spray paint. Why spray paint here for Scorpio? The devil. All right, so Scorpio, there's something here that, so the devil generally implies negative energies, toxicities, things that are bad for you, addictions and fears. This one here, to me, implies some type of fear over the third eye, because the devil here is coming out over the 10th house. We are reading for the 10th house today, which is your purpose, your recognition in life, what you feel you're meant to be doing, the reason why you were born. So we've got here the devil coming up in the 10th house, sitting over alarm, security, surveillance, and defense. Okay, application, goal, and strategy. So this card is coming out for the 4th house of home, family, where you grew up, where you came from, or dealing with a Cancer. But this energy here is fear or negative traits have been placed over someone's third eye to see otherwise. The red here is ties to the blood that flows through your body, ties to home, to roots, to family, to the core of who you are. This yellow here gives me this ideas of illumination. It's the heat that's coming off the topic. But this here, the horns are used for defense. The goat here is, without the goat's horns, it's a pretty non-violent animal. But with the horns here, it's been painted as the devil. Okay, so horns are used for defense. We also, Spirit just took me into, the way pianos were made with ivory, elephant tusks. You know, that just gave me that same energy for elephant tusks here. So these are things that have been preserved over time, that have been removed from a living being, that have been preserved as a point of reference. Now that's quite interesting energy here. I just want to show you a little bit closer that what I'm reading here is the stars over the eye here. So this is like an imprint of what someone should see, what someone should believe. So there's a fear here around how to, there's a fear on how to, see, if you were to look through your third eye, it's like you've got to look through all of these, you've got to look through some type of, I'll give you an example here, we'll use the glasses. I love glasses. So we've got here Scorpio. You know, when you grow up, there's something that, whether this is magical energy, spiritual warfare, or just negative beliefs that you were brought up in, that made you feel like you were afraid of painting the picture of your mind. Now, especially as an artist, this is like someone believed their whole life that they didn't have any artistic ability whatsoever. But this is talking about the emergence of realizing how artistic you are, how creative you are. But the reason why it has taken so long for this emergence to come through is because you're working through shades of grey, so to speak. So, you know, you can't really see the devil there looking through the shady glasses. But what's happening here is that when you remove fear, you're able to see clearly. Now, Gemini also had a similar spect, whereas, you know, you might be connected to Gemini in some way, Gemini Cancer, but for Gemini it was someone seeing them through a shady lens. But for you, Scorpio, it's like someone's placed a shady lens through over your spectrum of light. So Scorpio, for you to work out how to get through these shades is removing your fears, releasing the fears that tie you and bound you to home. Use that energy to paint the picture. Use that energy to visualize what it is that you're wanting to show people. Because it's like someone picking up the paintbrush for the first time and putting it to canvas. Someone's being so amazed at what they're producing. But also too, don't be afraid of what you produce, because you're also unraveling the production of fears, which means that you're seeing this in reflection. And what's beautiful about art is that we all interpret it in our own way, but it's also an interpretation of the inner world, of the artist's inner world. And we get to experience that in our own version, within their mind, within their world. So, Scorpio, don't be afraid of your darkness, because it's part of who you are. It's part of your scorpionic energy in this lifetime. Do not be afraid of yourself, is what Spirit is saying here. Do not be afraid of what you've learned to believe, because there's something you need to see. And it's what you're creating, Scorpio. What you need to see is what you're creating. So let's get into the underlying energy. Spray paint with the devil. All right, I'm going to shuffle this a little bit, see how we go. What's this underlying energy for the devil here in the 4th house of Cancer? Spray paint. This is also true, like, for example, I just seen, Spirit just showed me someone who, this is really random, but Spirit just showed me someone who sprays paint over a CCTV camera. So it's like for the person doing the surveilling, like the person in the surveillance booth trying to view through that camera lens, they're not going to see accurately because it's covered in paint. So this is talking about someone covering your perspective, Scorpio. This could be someone doing this to you, or this is you working. This is something about someone or you covering your own lens. But I'm getting this energy because it's the 4th house. And spray paint, it requires some internal interaction. It means that you have to make that step to paint, to buy the paint, just to visualize the piece, to paint it, right? Someone, you or someone else, had to go through the process to buy, to visualize, to create this outcome, right? So the underlying energy is all about the dream state, Scorpio, and the transformation of the mind, especially with how it reflects of at night. There's also too clarity over energies that are negative towards you, or getting clarity over the negative energies that you are reacting to with regards to colors, psychology. If that deep dark red is enraging you, then know that you haven't dealt with that deep rage. But this is acknowledging why Spirit has placed that deep red in front of you at that moment, at that time. So this is acknowledging those things. Dream state implies that time is not existent, which means we're having to place meaning and logic to something that doesn't have a continuous motion. It's erratic in its static form, but calming. So the 5 of Cups here. So this is transformation over emotions and transformation over the dream state, fears of the dream state. Because there's something here that wasn't connected by communication. And it was said to be that don't go there, is the energy I'm getting from this 2 of Swords. Don't go there, don't do it. So over divine timing, Scorpio, you've gone through these, I'm taking these as life experiences, all these little, what would you call them? You could call them beads, you can call them nuts, whatever this bird is collecting, it's collecting within its sack. So it's picking pieces over time that it finds of value, and it's keeping them for future progress. Things happening in the right time, things happening over time at the right time. So the moon in reverse, bringing us back around to the 1st house. Now, what has been eluded, Scorpio, is your view of yourself, your view of your darkness of yourself. Now, if you've taken on beliefs of someone else, how they've painted the darkness of you, and I guarantee you they're not a Scorpio, because unless you are a Scorpio, you won't understand a Scorpio's journey, because a Scorpio's journey is to navigate the dark and find the light within. However that concept or energy plays out through life. So Scorpio, this is also true. In time, a secret will be revealed to you. It will bring change and transformation over things in the physical form. This energy is letting go and releasing and stepping forward as the inner child. This is before you grow your wings to fly, but this is taking that leap of faith. There's lots of growth here with the tree growing, the flowers growing, feathers growing. And also the chick here is also ready to take one leap. It's also true, the Fool here, we can't see what this little chick is leaping towards, right? But if you place your side from the interview, the inner view, right? We can try and imagine what this little chick's looking at. It's probably up in a tree, waddled away from its nest. How high is that tree? Because based on this card, this little chick knows that the jump is not far. We can assume that because of all these dark lines. See, black gives the progression of depth, despair. How far does it go? It goes forever. But that's from our perspective. See, the chick, the light's behind its mind, so the chick can see fully where it's going. It's just others are scared to see where the chick's going to take the leap. So knowing this, the chick, the fool, knows, because before it goes, there's a sense that it can see where it's going. And this is releasing any fears with regards to worrying about people seeing you, worrying about people watching you, worrying about what they might say, good or bad. But this is releasing those fears. Because Scorpio, it's when you choose to paint the picture that you want people to see. And when you're happy with what you see, you'll be happy with what others interpret from your inner point of view, from your inner point of world. And it's like, for this card, Scorpio, it's like it's no longer discombobulated. You're finding a way to, beautiful, you're finding a way to make it make sense. Because, see, this Two of Swords was in reverse before. Now we've got the Two of Wands upright. So where things weren't allowed to be spoken or discussed because they were seen in disillusion and disregard, painted as too dark, is that your journey, Scorpio, is to feather and find through those dark spaces, to ignite the light within yourself and to bring balance into the physical form so that others can see the magic and the real work that you're doing. Working through those fears. Oh, that's beautiful. Unity. There's three that come together here. Scorpio, there is also two. Now, if you I felt like it's not here. That's okay. If you're working on a project or a product, there's a sense here that unity or three come together. So 3 points of emotions need to be brought together, but also there's connections to 3 persons on the other side with regards to this unity. So each person has a past loved one as well. So there's getting clarity of bringing that connection together, because unity of 3 in the physical is also unifying all spiritual fundamentals. This is celebration on physical and spiritual, religious. So there's transformation here, transformation and change. So being able to speak about matters of the heart in a way that sends, you know, this butterfly seems to be floating rather than flighting. So this butterfly's floating with conversation, with words, rather than trying to flatter with words. So from this view, it's like the sticks, the twigs have encapsulated the butterfly for its time, because that was its growing and nurturing environment until it grew its wings, until it grew its feathers. So you're ready to take a leap of faith, Scorpio, with regards to unraveling some type of lens that either yourself or someone else has put over your perspective. And you're working through this beautifully, floating through it with ease, finding your balance of love. There's growth here with the rose petals, and there's also meaning of another who can bring you equal love. So through this transformation, you're finding self-love, and that's being reflected through your love relationship, Scorpio. And the this is the 9 of Pentacles. 9 again, Scorpio. So we have the 9 of Pentacles. Beautiful. These are the feathers that have grown from the Fool. The Fool knows that little chick. You know, this is the mum collecting, the mother, the parent, the father, collecting valuable knowledge along their journey. And this is the chick ready to take the leap of faith towards being a trainer, or to some type of authority, or to a more formal approach. And see, with love, you can take that leap because you know that value within you, and what you see is you're meant to be. So Scorpio, I love that energy. your strength. I love this. Okay, so we've gone from the devil on the bottom here with this like shaded third eye to the strength here, the lioness, the lion, with infinite possibilities in sight, within the mind, within the vision. And to this lion or lioness comes with love, carries the other roads. So whether you bring that to yourself, Scorpio, or you're taking this to the other realms, and the other realms gift this back to you. So what I'm getting with that, Scorpio, is that knowing your strength within releases any negative karmas with regards to spell work and magic. You're finding your qualities within, and you're really getting ready to do something, Scorpio. Love that. Okay. Scorpio, 5th house. The question we ask is what you can be paid for. And the fifth house is about your will and how you integrate your desire in life to create, to provide love, to operate in love, to raise children, to take risks on the things that give you pleasure, on the things that help you express the emotions that are happening within, especially with regards to love. So Scorpio, in the 5th house, we've got what you can be paid for. So we have conductor, we've got student, we've got auction, and we have chemical, gas, power, and petrol and power. So Scorpio here, there's something here. So with your creativity, with your love, with the way that you teach as a parent, you can be paid to conduct some type of creative means, something to do with children, something to do with students. There's also too here energies of groups, one person leading a group, one person that defines the movement of the next group, but also there's an energy of putting values over groups. Chemical gas. So there's this energy here of mixing, igniting, forward movement. Okay, so tell us about conductor, student, auction, chemical, gas, petrol, and power for Scorpio in the 5th house of what they can be paid for. So we do have 2 cards coming up. So this is someone else's energy over yours, Scorpio, and it's reviewing things in the past. So what's happening here is these 2 cards are sitting over artist, media, producer, and the other card is, okay, so artist, media, producer, education, and then the other card is sitting over file and registration. So file and registration is the 2 of Swords, meaning that, let's have a look. The 2 of Swords here over file and registration. Let me think about this. There's an application in process or something you applied for. And if you don't relate to that, Scorpio, this is something you put pen to paper that has connections to your property, the things you keep around you, or something that you value. Now, the 2 of Swords, it's upright, so there's a connection of communication. Now, there are bows here. Bows are usually placed on presents, meaning something's being gifted to you. I bought this for you, you keep it, it's yours. So something's being gifted to you in the forms of 2. So I feel like, Scorpio, someone is gifting you something because they feel like you also gift them something. So it's a unified gift. Which means it fulfills the needs of both parties. And Spirit's also indicating here that it has to do with connection to law, connection to the management of magic. Ooh. I just heard for someone who loves Harry Potter, the Ministry of Magic. So that was like that Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. But I'm also getting, I feel like, is Is it Tiesto that has Ministry of Magic or something? Ministry of Sounds. Okay, so there's ties to that card there for you. So sound, audio, pen and paper, something that's valued, and things are coming together in a unified gifting. So that's someone else's energy reviewing your application, Scorpio. So there's good outcomes with regards to something you applied for, either as a student or whether you have applied for a house through an auction. You've got good outcomes here. If Scorpio, if you've tendered for a chemical, gas and petrol contract within the work that you do, you've got good outcomes because this is part of your life's purpose, and there's something within that life experience that you're needing to take and learn to move forward. Okay, so the other energy, so this could be two separate people reviewing your fifth house, your creativity, how romantic you are, how you look after children, how you conduct yourself in a comfortable but unstructured environment. So the Knight of Swords is someone who, Knight of Swords, someone who's coming in fast. This feels like someone who, they drive an unusual car. You might not know that about them, but I feel like after you've gotten to know this person, you discover that it was them that this reading was talking about. So they drive an unusual car, meaning it's like the opposite to their appeal, or how people perceive their appeal. Meaning, you know, someone's really you know, someone really slender and quirky driving a big truck. You know, or this is like someone really big and masculine driving a smaller car. So it doesn't fit the external profile. So this is talking about the message is being delivered perhaps in unusual form. This is something that's coming to the surface because it's pointing towards Cancer, even though these are your Cancer cards as well. So a Cancer could be delivering this information, but also speaking to air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Knight of Swords. So this is quick and fast action, things happening really quickly. Now also too, the number of 5 is change, and we've got multiplied by 2. So we've got 10 here, Scorpio. There's something that is bringing you forward quickly. And Spirit is not messing around when it comes to what you were born for and why you were here. When you acknowledge that, you can't run from it. Now, Scorpio, let's read the underlying energy. King of Cups, underlying energy. This is you feeling really sure, really certain, really comfortable within yourself. This is being able to take a moment to chill, because I'm getting this energy of like, you're wanting others to absorb what you've been conducting or what you've been learning. It's like you're also waiting for the process of the file and registration to take place. And this is you feeling really confident. Really confident. I love this, Scorpio. You have such a nice reading here. We've got synchronicities on your underlying energies. Nine of Pentacles again. This is you, like, I'm just going to say sexy, because whether you're male or female, everyone relates to sexy, sensual, feeling this energy of, wow, desire, love. But also too, what you value lifts you up. This energy here, the bird. There's a bird, could be a dove, connections to doves. There's also like a spiritual energy who's speaking to the work that you've done on their behalf. They are very, very, very happy with the work that you've done by the means of balancing your emotions and matters of the heart, especially with regards to pain, working through that, and being able to grow your feathers over time. Having your heart kept in the right place while your feathers have been ruffled and shaked. So Scorpio, because you've kept your shit together, so to speak, there's a sense here that things are being weighed up perfectly. 9 of Cups. Look, we got 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Okay? Scorpio, this is you finding your feminine energy through emotions, rectifying that. You finding what you value on the external form, rectifying that, finding that point of reference within. You say cheers. Now this 6 of Swords implies that you've got to go somewhere, but you're not on the boat. So this implies that it's a spiritual transition, a spiritual movement to calmer waters. The waters are quite calm here. You're not present on the boat, but what's present is the transition of communication. And what's happening here is that these crows, these birds, birds of law, birds of magic, once again, I'm getting tied to that 2 of Swords energy. Mystery or ministry, audio energies, sending them on offshore. Ooh, Queen of Cups. Okay, so it's like this boat, you've sent this communication overseas or in somewhere else. It's had to travel across a journey of emotions, a journey of communications, however that means. But this Queen of Cups is very happy, very confident, really sure about the things that the water will carry the boat to its means, its destiny. The Moon and the Moon. This is being confident and sure and balanced within your secrecy, your mystery, Scorpio. After all, Scorpio, you are the navigator of the dark, and the dark is all sorts of mysterious. But as though you bring the moonlight with you, and your cat connects you to your post in the physical, and one roams the spiritual with you, and grows through the bark and time. For the moonlight shows the guidance and the way. There's worry and stress. I don't feel like this is your energy, Scorpio. I feel like this is someone else's energy. Yeah. So there's a side of your glory and good outcomes, Scorpio. There are other energies, perhaps the communications, ones that you've sent abroad. They're upset. And there's also too, like, this energy here is combating the spirit. So if you've got a tie to a spiritual cat, it's like these energies are trying to project pain. And that's not going to work. Because knowing that, like, when you're a student, you have to often make mistakes or do extra learnings to make sure that you've learned the lesson or understood the information that's been placed in front of you. Now, often people make the wrong mistakes because they go out of their way to cause harm to others. Now, that's up to them. That's their free will. But at the end of the day, Scorpio, if you protect yourself, act within right means, and you search through the dark for honesty, for clarity, and to clear out anything that has been placed over your vision, you're protected, because this is part of your purpose, your journey in life, Scorpio. Now, this is a life reading. You find this reading whenever you're meant to. But this 5 of Wands here, people being chaotic about the things you choose to love, the things that you pour your cup into, your heart into. Now, this could be ties to, your actual partner, Scorpio. 5th house, romance and creativity. People don't like People who want to control your outcome don't like that you're spending your time in these love relationships, in this love with yourself, in this love with knowledge, to know, to be, to see. The Queen of Swords. Clear and direct information, communication. Her awareness is understanding all around her. Not gender specific, but she's placed here, her, with regards to feminine energies. Because throughout, where the negativity lies is in the feminine energies here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we've got you and your partner. Then we've got you doing your alone work. And then we've got you being in your clarity, within your knowledge and your wisdom and your power, because you've brought yourself up and out of somewhere that wasn't safe. Somewhere that kept you penalized without you knowing. So Scorpio here, this card here is like having to sleep with a means of protection by your bed. Because there's something in the past you will be able to pull from this energy, Scorpio. But in the past, you've gone through some type of trickery or theft here, and it happened over the night, in the dark, without you knowing, or with intentions of you not knowing. This person never meant for you to find out. But guess what? Things come backwards and forwards, and things move about, and the fortune favors the bold, Scorpio. Because you took on those energies and you stayed within your wisdom, you didn't lash out by causing harm to others as those did to you, you get your destiny, your abundance, right? Because you did the right thing. You protected your own energy, you went within and you reflected. You were able to move forward. And also too, this is why those energies aren't happy, because you're getting your good outcomes. So know, Scorpio, that when people don't want good for you, they're probably not people who want to support you, okay? So when you get good outcomes, obviously we see who people truly are as well. So the Two of Wands, this is you being okay, being balanced with your spiritual self and your connection to the realms. This too is also finding comfort and prosperity in by the earth bringing you nourishment and the means to give you the view and perspective that you need to find your successful outcomes. So Spirit brings all these things to you. When you're aware, you step into that journey. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Pentacles. There's the 2 dogs again. Scorpio, this reading is like 2 dogs. So this means you require 2 forms of loyalty surrounding your foundations, your values. I love that. All right. Scorpio, 6th house, the question we ask is, what does the world need from you? We have trainer, police, spells, physical plane, instructor. Now, Scorpio, notice we've got 2 types of teaching energies in the same house. So what the world needs from you is some type of protection or enforcement of some type of law, especially with regards to things in the physical form that ties to spells, speaking, audio frequencies, spell work, magic, occult. Now, Scorpio, what's interesting here is that because you can live the light of day and navigate the spiritual energies of the dark, this means that you're needing to teach in 2 forms, both teach physical means and teach spiritual means. So, because you do have spirituality and religion over here, okay? So there's something here that the world needs some type of protection from you with regards to police here, because I just want to, all right, I just want to Google think in America is like they say the police to like to protect and serve, you know, so that type of energy, like some type of force where it stands to impose protections, places that keep things in and keep things out. So this is also talking about like knowing when you're in training and then like in protector and then in serve mode, for example. This also too is like there's an oversight of direction of commands. So let's see what this is. Sixth house is Virgo, so you could be, you know, linking up with a Virgo, or you might have Virgo placements in your chart, Scorpio, but that's talking about that energy there. So this is like what the world needs from you, and this is something you're able to produce on the daily basis. So this is energy that you can do easily, okay? So wise trainer, police, spells, physical pain, and instructor here for Scorpio in the sixth house. The Hierophant. Okay, so what we've got here. What we have here is the Hierophant facing defense. Okay, which means there's 5 over change of defense, changing defense. So your purpose is to change some type of defense mechanism within belief, within you, within your spirituality, within your religion. Right? Now, Scorpio, what we've got here is the Hierophant is sitting over karmic, redirect your soul journey. So there's something you go through in life where you realize I'm not meant to be here, I'm meant to be over there. Okay? And this is something that's driven by a higher belief within you. It's just something you're meant to do. It's embedded within your DNA. Okay? So the Hierophant here, Scorpio, was sitting in the energy of manager, trainer, instructor. Okay, so this gives me like, you know, you're getting a bit of oversight or inner sight, Scorpio. Into oversight, okay? The Hierophant. I feel like people, I don't know, Scorpio, is it time for people to know and be educated on spells? Because saying something negative about someone is casting a spell over that someone. And if that someone is protected, that spell is then retracted to the person who sent it. Meaning, if it was you, it's you, right? Or if someone's speaking about you, you're protected, Scorpio. That energy is being repelled. Now, someone who's a student dabbling with magic, probably, you know, dabbling with magic and coming through with petrol and power, they're probably going to break a few rules because, you know, they're not learning what they need to do. And first of all, you can't take anyone away from their purpose. So, Scorpio, you're coming like headaches don't exist in the spiritual form, meaning all those spiritual blocks with regards to communication have been removed because there's no worry about what communicates. And also there's the sense here that you've had to let go of defining the self, refining the self. You've had to self-master and then come out into open. Meaning that defining what you need, you know, self-mastery is refining on all the weaknesses, making them strengths. But also to, you know, releasing this self-mastery to be open and not be a student of oneself anymore. It's to be a trainer. So in one way, it's to release the headache of being a student, to release some type of instructor or trainership with regards to how to self-master, meaning you're not mastering yourself anymore, Scorpio. You're teaching others how to master themselves. So reverse can also be external energies you're putting out. You know, this Four of Cups talks about what you're doing is protected. But there's also too a prolapse in time. So you're waiting. Because Scorpio, if you're going into the spiritual form where time doesn't exist and you come down to the physical plane, you're waiting and waiting and waiting. Because time wasn't communicated to you. It doesn't exist. It only exists in the physical. So there's essential waiting, and we're back to the moon. Waiting, and wow, 2 dogs, 2 forms of loyalty. There's a sense that you're releasing energies. So the moon, the moon. Alright, what's the Four of Cups and the moon here for Scorpio? Keep getting the double dogs. Double dogs, okay. Be proud of yourself, Scorpio, because over intimacy, which is talking about connecting to the memories of love in the past or receiving that message from that Page of Wands. This is talking about the full moon in Sagittarius being the timestamp. So you will see the bigger picture and no longer be prolonged to waiting. In the last quarter moon of Libra, make time for self-love and be proud of yourself, Scorpio. Be proud of yourself. One, 8. I just heard, who do we appreciate? There's releasing the options of having to maneuver in silence. The sheds of black feathers, meaning that the magic is held within you and it also has created the journey that you've walked. And now this is someone who is able to stay calm, is able to be happy, and is able to reap what they sowed and how they taught. Now this King of Pentacles is someone super wise, really wealthy, who owns a business owner, who someone's a leader. But there's someone who's so down to earth because their wisdom binds them. After all, their wisdom is all about the earth, the physical. So binding that person to the physical means that they are only knowledgeable to wolves, dogs, Scorpio. This is being loyal to knowledge and being able to release that inner knowledge to others so that they can also release pain with regards to hard and past instances of nostalgia that were painful, hurtful, that are too hard to go back and review because they were anything but a celebration. 9 of Cups here comes up again. So this is helping people who can't move away from the physical form. So this is understanding the physical form where someone else is trying to dictate their physical form. So understanding the physical form would be releasing, being free in the physical form. Being dictated would be being held down to physical items, held down to manipulation, to confusion, and held down to values that don't serve well. So this is, wow, Scorpio, I just realized here what we got is that I feel like there's a connection to what you speak to over time, but what we have here is that you're also speaking about that spray paint incident, you know, how your lens was covered in the first place, how you discovered that your lens was covered, whether you covered it or someone else did. But you're instructing people to work through this because you're wanting them to find this stairway as well, to escalate. 9 of Swords. See, this energy is being freed of past karmic energies because there's no swords in the back anymore. And this is being healed by the red. Matters of passion, root, home, family, where you grew up, where you came from. So on the daily, the world needs this from you. And this is speaking to those pain points, the things that you couldn't see clearly before. And most of the time, others aren't able to see you clearly because they are now, you're dealing with people who are looking through a fuzzy lens, Scorpio. So understand that you were once one of those fuzzy lenses, and now you are helping remove the fuzzy lens. For people who certainly didn't believe or know or were aware that they have things within them that can change and produce happiness, but instead there's a lot of focus of attention, production, competitiveness, who can get to the top quickest. You know what? They're trying to catch fire. Our body's not built for fire, not to touch physically anyways. We need to teach people that to work with passion, you can get burnt as well, you know, because there's so much heavy, hot fire energy. It moves quickly to fire. And with air, it travels and generates in size. Spreads like wildfire, fire and passion. People catch on. All right. So this is beautiful because it's the same energies, the Hermit, but this is in reverse. So Scorpio, you're ready to come out of Hermit mode and step into this balanced cup of love where you're helping and teaching others. See, this water is a magical form. It's lucrative. It's every color on the spectrum. And it actually adapts and applies to the body in many forms. So this is you seeing the way forward with success, by means of including all others that are different. See, because it's like, you've got all these symbols down here, right? And she's also got symbolic ribbon around her hand. Her, not gender specific, but this energy is carrying the white ribbon. So white ribbons are significant. Okay. White ribbons, judgment. Yeah, so there's clarity and you're being set free. Set free. Now, especially if you're going through any type of court stuff as well, Scorpio, things are being resurrected correctly. Because the right person is speaking up now as well. Okay. Scorpio, in the 7th house, what is your profession? Now, the 7th house is Libra energy, partnerships and relationships. So your profession in partnerships and relationships is screen and print. This gives me this spray paint energy. You know, you're still needing a surface or a screen to print on, to paint on. So there's something here that I'm getting like reflecting on energies within partnerships and relationships. So Scorpio, I'm being drawn to this energy. It's tied to September. You've been in training your whole life for this moment, so take the stand. Screen and print here for Scorpio. Screen and print. It is adjacent to artist, media producer, amusement, file and registration, and education. So opposite that. Okay, what's screen and print here for Scorpio in the 7th house? Ace of Pentacles. New offer coming in the physical form. It has something to do with alarming security sounds, bringing awareness to protection, how to bring protection to yourself, setting strategies and setting goals. So there's some type of management of this new opportunity coming in. And this is energy is like attracting love. So attracting love to screen and print. Take it how it resonates, Scorpio. We have, on the underlying energy, Scorpio, you've got a lot. The Justice card is showing up a lot. So you know, if throughout life, Scorpio, you feel like you've been going through a lot of injustices, moments, things that have been kept from you, that have felt like deep, bounded betrayals. Now, there's something here. You've got the Book of Law in your hands. Book of Law with regards to the two cats, black and white. Now, not only do you have two dogs, you have two cats. Now, Scorpio, this energy is both loyalty to black and white, and this is also spiritual connection to black and white. And in the physical form, you behold the Book of Law. So the book of basically the rules of what we should and shouldn't do. Now, Scorpio, it's like you've been reading this book blindfolded because you've been reading the spiritual essence of what this book beholds. Well, number 11, that's big change and transformation over the things that you feel haven't been justified in your life. And it could be also as well producing new opportunities to paint those pictures. There's new beginnings here. So the Ace of Pentacles came up first, Justice, and then the Ace of Cups. So there's new. The first lot of this reading, I felt nines were prominent. So you're really pulling from your journey, from your experience, from everything you've learned from. Because coming into this trainer, this instructor, right, you've pulled from all of your knowledge and your learnings to be able to teach others. But now this... What I feel like you're doing first, Scorpio, is that you're visualizing. You have to visualize first before you produce or before you speak about what you're teaching. Ace of Cups, so this is finding balance between values in the physical form and values of the emotions, because together they bring through the essence of spiritual law. Okay? Eight of Pentacles. So this is the self-mastery in the physical form. This is self-mastering all the adaptations to the human body, meaning what can we do to use this product to get this outcome. So this is you really, like, this is knowing how to use something inside out and back to front. You've read the manual, you've reproduced the product, and now you're adding other products to this product to get other results. So this is talking about, you know, if this is like a car, this is buying the car, but this is also like having an understanding of how the motor works. So if you break down, you're your own mechanic to fix your car. So you don't need to rely on anyone else because you know how each of your items, the things you keep around you, you know how they function. So therefore there's this self-sufficiency between you and how you maneuver your things. Scorpio. Wow. Now the broom here is up on the roof. I don't know what that means, but brooms are always tied to witch energies, of course, as we hear them on all the stories and movies. But the thing with the broom for me, it could be a barricade. It's used for many things, but in this sense, it's a barricade above the door. I'm just peeling this energy too, but it's also, this feels like a shop. This is a business front. This is a service. And it's a service that deals with protecting and barricading. But it's good. It's of goodness. The moon here, Scorpio. Another very prominent card in this reading. You see with this, it's like the witch is maneuvering the knight in the upright. In this way, the cat, the leopard, the panther. The panther dictates the subconscious. So this is talking about, for me, Scorpio, this is your connection to your spirit animal, or like a totem. See this totem in the upright. People, you know, when people ask you what your totem or your spirit animal is, you say, oh, it's a cat. And they go, oh, that's cute. But what they don't see is that you're the biggest, blackest panther. The fastest animal of the night. Right? They don't see that. But this is this emerging in your subconscious. You know what you're working with. You know what you've been through, and you know what you're trying to teach, to see. to experience. And that's all about coming together and celebrations of the home family where you grew up, where you came from. Finding secure places to nourish the self, to become the best student so that you could be the best teacher. Lots of cats here, so a lot of spiritual energies around this celebration of home and unity. Also celebration around the coming and bringing together of four. And so over time, there's something you've been working towards, Scorpio. You've been reflecting within and seeing without. That gives me that what you haven't been told, you've had to reflect within and find other means, other answers, dig deeper. Now there's a sense here that we've got a laptop in the back. We've got some carrots, so this is connection to cleansing the eyes, eating the right foods for the eyes, so carrots are good for eyes. On the laptop screen, it's even like a picture of a plant, so this is growth, palms and leaves, so sceneries of nourishment. We do have here, so there's a connection to the thighs, the legs, so pink being speaking about the sweetness of your journey, the way your legs have taken you. This is having a connection, so your root chakra, in a sense, you carry it in your stomach, because there's like you've had to connect to the root through creativity, Scorpio. So that's why you carry your red over your orange. So other people may see your deep red, but it's actually your creativity coming through your passion. So others may perceive that as rage, but you're actually operating through innovation, inspiration as orange, through drawing down to the root. So it's like you're using your stomach first to align your root and then align the rest of your chakras. So finding your way into creativity, being that leading student, you're making your connections. There's also now the root chakra also sits over the third eye. So this is clarity over home, family, where you grew up, where you came from. And the pink and white ribbon ties around the thighs, meaning there has been a journey. The journey that you've walked has felt pure, but also you felt like you're an angelic child. So you've had to endure many things. You've had to transform that dark red energy, Scorpio, into that light pink, through your journey. So finding love through the pain and passion, but using your creativity as the means to drive you. So one eye open, one eye closed. There's books here, lots of knowledge. Knowledge is your power, Scorpio. So never ever let anyone get in way of your opportunity to learn. Okay? Your knowledge is your power, and you use it for good, because it means that you can see all things. Even beyond rest and recuperation, this for me is tied to the funeral card. So that energy of transition and change in ceremony. Okay, transition and change in ceremony. So the essence of transition and change, capturing the midway. This is also too, like I'm describing mediumship, so being able to tap into the middle where both parties are able to communicate. But the mediumship is the form of communication, so it's how you choose to communicate that information. Is it visual? Is it verbal? Is it physical? Is it emotional? Is it sensual? What is it, Scorpio? How does that feel? Knight of Swords comes rushing in. So Knight of Swords is like knowledge. I'm using my knowledge and I'm ripping in, coming in. Eagles here. Ties to eagles, hawks, crows, ravens. Now, Scorpio, what this is because you've studied your knowledge on change and transformation being the essence of the Scorpionic energy. This is you being ushered forward by spirit You knowing that what you speak of is the truth. And also knowing that in your shop front, that broomstick that's above the door, that broomstick above the door, that broomstick is embodying the energy of the shop, of the business, right? So this is like, that momentum is driving you forward. So you sit on the knowledge, you sit on your experience, and with all these animal energies and entities around your knowledge driving forward up to the future, this is progression. This is like, it's up, Scorpio. You're not even on the ground, you're being lifted up and carried. And then we have the world, successful outcomes. This is emotional happiness finding its way to your feet. These are emotional, let me say that again, emotional happiness. So things finding you at your feet, meaning you don't have to go anywhere, Scorpio. It's found you. Happy, successful outcomes. And it's being guided through your spiritual truth. Also too, I have never read this card this way, but this is also setting off the idea of being a witch or being a sorcerer or warlocks. What do we call them? This is setting free those old ideologies, because it's like also taking the hat off is also taking off the governing of the brain. You know, there's no limit to where the brain can learn, can be, can think. So it's setting free. Wow. And yeah, this is you being freed by knowledge, backwards and forwards, building, learning, retaining, teaching, building, learning, retaining, teaching. Go, Scorpio, go. Page of Swords. So lots of books here. There's also like a scroll in the back. So that's like connection to perhaps, you know, Chinese energy. I'm getting like, you know, the open scroll. But there's also to your knowledge within your partnerships and relationships and what you're choosing to put on screen, on play, or using to print and formalize and put out to others, to your partners, to your business partners. This is you finding that perfect balance and defending your knowledge. King of Cups, yes. So yeah, you're just on top of your emotions, Scorpio. This is beautiful. So emotions is our connections to spirit, by the way. So don't disregard, you know, emotions are heavy, but when you're ready, don't disregard them, because they are teaching us and connecting us to the other side. Scorpio, 8th house, 8th question. What is your mission? Your mission in the house of transformation and change. We've got media and social. We've got club, motorcycle and vehicle. We've got employment and payroll. So these are your missions to transform these within your life, within your business. Wherever you see this energy, it's part of your purpose. So once again, don't question yourself, Scorpio, question the plan. And I was being pulled to the Angel Tarot here. So one little shuffle and off we go. Scorpio, social media, club, transformation and change, motorcycle and vehicle, employment and payroll. What's this all about, Spirit? Okay. So this is someone else's energy over yours, Scorpio. All right. Coming out face down over the house of spirit messages in this reading, but also spirituality, religion, musical instrument, and property value. So this is someone else's energy over yours, and this is where it's being affected from the 8th house. It's showing out in your spiritual messages. Now what we have here is divine warrior. Confounds the wicked and brings victory and peace. So Scorpio, this is the 10 of Cups. God, master of the universe, divine warrior. So someone else's energy over yours. God, master of the universe. So Scorpio, whatever you're tapped into spiritually, musically, or in the physical form in owning something as value, you are tapped into the universal thread of mastery. So this is because it's like you've gone through the journey, or someone, wow, 10 of Cups. Ten of Cups, Scorpio. Ten of Cups over social media. So Scorpio, if you have any social media platforms with regard to business and you have a particular mission in mind to get your message out, this is a good outcome. Divine Warrior. So because of the work that you're doing behind the scenes and the goodness behind your message, it will be received. So fertility and fruitfulness. God, the Father of generous, the Empress, right? Fertility and fruitfulness. This is abundance in the earthly form. These are also ties to the earth energies. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo assures peace between married couples. Beautiful, the Empress. So this is bringing nourishment to social media. This is being part of a club and offering them something, or this is starting your own club and people noticing you have something to offer, Scorpio. So we've got employment here. So there's opportunity to be a part of something bigger. There's an opportunity also to profit and to make money of something that's bigger. And it's tied to transportation, cars, motorcycles, vehicles, to get from A to B. All right, the World. So we've got the Empress and then the World, Scorpio. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful outcomes. So this is the moment where you take the stand, the fountain of wisdom, give success in all ventures. So Scorpio, get that social media post out. Scorpio, connect in or start your club. Scorpio, start making your mission possible. Get it happening, because the world is here. If you find that you're ready for transformation and change on your mission, in your life's purpose, if you go, yes, yes, that's where I'm at, you're ready, Scorpio. Give success in all your ventures. Spirit's like, you got the go ahead, go. Thumbs up. Oh, goodness. Okay. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. Fortune and fame, Scorpio, fulfills any request. So I would say have your heart in the right place, do your cleansing, get rid of any negativity, make sure that you have your plans where you want them to be, okay? Question the plan, not yourself. Have yourself ready, set the plan in place, because what you request is going to be fulfilled. Fortune and fame, Two of Pentacles. All right, so what is being released here, Scorpio, is any indecisions that you haven't been able to make. Like, if you've been feeling indecisive, that energy is gone, because there's a sense that you are able to decipher lies, especially when it comes to law, when it comes to LAW law or LORE law. I'm talking physical and spiritual laws. So we have movement. So because you've been when we say mission, Scorpio, the word implies that it's been a hard journey for a long time. And this means that something has to change, right? When you've been going too hard for too long and you've been right in that grind and that mission, this is the Chariot. It's like that journey has taken way too long to get there. Because of your patience and your perseverance, any success in conflict is overcoming adversity. Now, I just want to check something. Okay, so any type of situation you may encounter, you are worried about encountering, Scorpio, don't worry, because you've got success. Even if there are any conflicts that may arise, they'll be dealt with, right? So it's like anything that has been difficult or unpleasant for you, like this long journey and this mountain, this mission you've been climbing. Oh, Scorpio, you have the Wheel of Fortune, okay? All right, so anything that's been really hard and been too long of a burden for you, Scorpio, you've reached the point of your destination, meaning that God has healed. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, good outcome, success. Healing means that your pain will no longer dictate. Heals all disorders, protects travelers and medical workers. So Scorpio, if you're on the road to healing yourself and healing others, you are protected because your heart is in the right place. You're healing yourself and healing others. Prosperity, right? Prosperity comes to you, and this is what's changing. Destruction of any enemy and deliverance from bondage. So if you feel like you've been held up, Scorpio, that's no longer. Because the truth and justice and protection from any enemies who would steal one's fortune. So Scorpio, you got money coming in and enough money to pay people to work for you, okay? So Spirit's saying you've got protection from anyone who would try to steal anything from you, meaning that you've already gone through the burdens of being stolen from. So because it's like, this is your opportunity to make a difference, to change and transform the journey to how we earn value. So this is talking about self-attainment, God liberating the oppressed, so cures of any mental illness and deliverance for persecution. So if you've been put in the corner, Scorpio, and blamed for something that you haven't done, just know that everything is okay now, because where people have painted you as a crazy person or someone who's too dark or is really nasty or is just too emotional, this is talking about those energies being lifted off you. You're no longer in the line of fire because you weren't meant to be there in the first place. So other people are finding out that they're having revelations, okay? And they're realizing that what bad they did to you, Scorpio, is that they've only brought on to themselves, okay? Because you fought through this energy, and that's what spiritual warfare is. You've fought through, made clarity, and sought the safety for all, which means healing. So this is talking about now, Scorpio, if you've any sort of nightmares you've been going through, they have now been returned to sender. So any dark nightmares you've been experiencing, they've been returned to sender, okay? So that negative toxic energy, especially with regards to spells, now that you know that you've protected, you've experienced the wrath of negativity from others, this is that energy being reflected now. So others are having to go through what they put on you. And I feel sorry for them, because a Scorpio's journey is a hard one. So a 5 of Swords, number 6 and number 2. 62 and 71 is significant. 60, 14, 41, 43. 74, 56, 65, 48. Suppose if you want to write those down and try them on the lotto. I don't say gamble, do not gamble, but those are those lucky number energies. God being the highest. Ooh, desire to know, the acquisition of wisdom. So Scorpio, because you've been able to put that through that 999 energy, through the houses of the physical, you've been gifted and granted some type of the mission that you have been pursuing. It's like, because you've been traveling uphill the whole time, it's like an escalator has been built for you. See, God travels on, they say this is the reflection of what God is, or what God travels on. The Wheel of Eyes. you know, so God sees all. And if you see all within your environment, that is a reflection of God's knowledge. So a desire to know, a desire to be inner and out of work. Okay, so this gives me this interview. So being able to see something from the inside and outside helps one keep their job and protects against disasters. So there's something about jobs and employments and payroll. Payroll, Scorpio. Okay, I love that energy. That was beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. Ninth house, ninth question. What is your first award or achievement? We've got intimacy here, Scorpio. So by you reflecting on your past nostalgia, on memories where you felt the essence of true love, when you can express that through your beliefs, your higher means, higher education, spiritual relations, this is what that means. Intimacy is your greatest award or achievement. Scorpio, Scorpio. All right, why is intimacy here for Scorpio's greatest award or achievement? Ten of Swords. So, okay, Ten of Swords. Coming out over intimacy. So, this looks like Scorpio. Negative forms of communication, such as spells and voodoos and magics, you've been experiencing negatively in the physical form by means of maybe you've been suffering with long-term health issues. Maybe you've been suffering just with the same thing every year and you just can't shake it, the same thing. So Scorpio, this is that energy of that all of a sudden being taken from you, as in that illness is no longer part of your body. It's no longer attached to your physical being. So this is that pulling those swords out. This is also true, removing any negative toxic energies that other people have impeded on your body. So whether you have been hurt by others physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, there's a sense here, Scorpio, that because you've gone through so much pain, you have to find that love and express intimacy in your higher beliefs, in your spiritualism, in your education, and especially when you travel abroad, overseas. Speaking to this wisdom, speaking to being able to work with pain and remove it, release it, is by understanding it. Understanding it is approaching something with enough love to carry you through the experience so that it no longer affects you. Carry you through the experience so you can learn about it. So then you can teach about it. So therefore it no longer affects you, Scorpio. So there's something that's really alarming for people, and this sense of like your purpose is implementing some type of strategy or some type of application to protect and defend people, especially with regards to intimate topics in life and higher beliefs. So this is giving me manipulation, intimacy, pain in higher education. So this is like if higher education were to be someone who was smarter, who is therefore inflicting pain on someone who does not know what this person is speaking about. They just feel the pain. So this is someone using their power and knowledge over another to cause or inflict pain on oneself. So I'm just seeing someone, Scorpio, just a trigger warning for anyone who has gone through self-harm. Know that energy was not yours. Okay, so if you are still doing that, Scorpio, you don't need to. You don't need to hurt yourself anymore, because that pain wasn't coming from you. know that that energy has been lifted, and that yourself, the only thing you give yourself, Scorpio, is a new growth. Grow that new arm out. Regrow your starfish, your star qualities. I just heard someone say, words of pain have done it again. So this is talking about someone really getting in someone's head and causing a lot of chaos, causing a lot of tension. And Scorpio, you know this now, because you're like, whoa, yeah, I had that realization. The Hermit. So this realization was going within to find the light. Introspection. There was something where you went through, Scorpio, that was anything but kind and nourishing. It was horrible. It was neglectful. And it was harsh. And it put you into self mode. Now, Scorpio, I feel like you know this energy because you've been through this before. So in order for this energy to be your greatest award or achievement is by you working through, using intimacy for your delivery. Two of Cups. So even where there was no love to give from someone or place or situation or thing, there's still a balance within, and it still finds you later on. Back to the Two Pups. We've got 3 here this time with the 10 of Cups. Okay, the 3 pups in the 10 of Cups. So remember, Scorpio, we had the 2 dog energies, 2 wolves, 2 dogs. We've got three foxes now. Okay, so loyalty is being gained. And it's multiplying in 3s, okay? Because others are identifying where this intimacy is coming from. Ooh, 10 of Cups. Okay, so Ace of Cups in reverse. There's an offer you're turning down. You turn down, Scorpio, because you know that you've got this 10 of Cups, and this Ace of Cups is presented to you in reverse. So it's presented to you in a form that cannot complete you the way that you can offer to those. So this is you knowing your value and your worth. Okay? And finding ways to indicate love regardless of how identical or opposite something is. Because where this offer that you turned down, or an offer that was offered that really wasn't, it's like someone offers you something that they didn't really mean to give you, right? But I'm not talking about this gift energy. I'm talking about the offer of love. So someone here, Scorpio, and you know, who offered their cup of love but didn't offer the love cup. They said it was the cup of love, but they gave you the cup of lust, right? So this is you turning that down because you're aware of that. Now, when you gift because the idea is to receive nothing in return. I'm getting this up and down energy here within the mind. King of Wands, someone who can't see the way forward. Someone who's been persecuted as well, like you, which gives me this attraction energies, like for like. But this person has heard about this persecution, so they've dealt with it face on, where you, Scorpio, you've dealt with it behind your back. But for some reason, this person has been safe from crumbling, safe from towers. Notice here there's a balance, 2 of swords, but there's only 1 fish. So this person has been protected and someone else has, so to speak, left them with their sword. So this person's got 2 swords to defend themselves. Therefore, they've avoided towers, but they've copped persecution front on. So, okay, whoever is protecting this person, or their spiritual energy, guides or angels, is protecting this person because they know that this person had to battle conflict face on, so they were given an extra sword. Where you, Scorpio, your battles have been behind your back. So your sword essentially is love. Your battle is not to fight with weapons. Your battle is to fight with love. Where this person you meet is to fight the battles, where you fight the battles of love. Okay? Wow, that's interesting. We've got this Knight of Cups in reverse. So it's like this person having to defend themselves and fight all these battles hasn't had the time to be able to put their heart on their sleeve. Hasn't had the time to transform from the fires that they were put to walk in. This is someone who hasn't had the time to take inspired action on their own ideas, because they've had to defend. So someone, this is you or someone else, Scorpio, you'll know who the energy is for and where it's placed. But someone has been brought to protect, to guard, but all they want to do is really transform. But what's being held up here, Cups and Swords in reverse, is that emotions and communications are not in conjunction. So emotions do not align to the words that they speak. That's not a bad thing, that just means that they're not aligned, okay, Scorpio? So the Fool here, total, which is wisdom. I always get 150 years with totals. This is riding the currents, the waves, letting the water take you, letting your emotions guide you to your journey forward. Because without finding the right words to speak to those emotions, the journey is unknown. And perhaps another one is taken. Redirect of soul journey. So until the battle is fought with love, it will be redirected until corrected with love. Okay, Scorpio? So whether you're dealing with yourself, a situation, or someone else, it will be redirected until it is fought with love. Okay? The Four of Wands. This is happiness. This is marriage. This is partnerships. Celebration of home, but particular to magic, connection to spirit and law. Physical and spiritual. These are united by the globe. Whoa, Scorpio. The Lovers. So, okay. There is Scorpio. If you're a young'un and you're watching this reading, you've got, you've got a few life learnings ahead of you. There is a lover that you will marry in the future. But this lover and how you identify them has also gone through this voodoo energy that you have. But for some reason, Scorpio, they're not a Scorpio. So they haven't been able to decipher the dark the way that you have. Because, like I said, Scorpio, you've been given the key. So you've got the key to the dark space, meaning that you're able and free to navigate. So if you've been researching that dark space, you're able to help this person remove those swords, because you were at the 10 You're at the 10 of Swords. This person's at the 9 of Swords. So they've got one more karmic revelation to awaken to this relationship with you, to awaken to this marriage quality connection with you. And so what's happening here is that this person doesn't see that there are 3 energies behind the scenes that are connected to a past loved one, a masculine past loved one, and a Queen of Pentacles in the physical form, who are focusing on, or who are attracting negative outcomes, or speaking negatively about other people, so therefore they're attracting negative energies to themselves. So they're bringing bad outcomes, okay? So this is like the underlying energy for that other person, because I felt like this was directed. So we're talking about someone else here. Your lover has gone through the 9 of Swords. You've gone through the 10 of Swords. So I felt like there were a couple people here. There was an offer you turned down because you acknowledge it. There's not the true love that they offer you. But then you meet a lover who you identify eventually at some point, and there has to be time that is realized, that they don't see what's in reverse, okay? So they don't see that there are 3 coming together, and they don't see what this connection is through a past loved one. So this past one's coming through to speak about this, and a Queen of Pentacles. And about, you know, perhaps ill intent or karmic outcomes, you know. But we've got the World here. So Scorpio, when you apply yourself with love, when you fight the battle with love, you win the war. The World, the outcome. Releasing this Knight of Pentacles, this gives me a Taurus as well. King of Pentacles, releasing this Taurus energy, or opposite of Taurus could be another Scorpio. But releasing that energy, Scorpio, this King of Pentacles is someone who doesn't lead you anymore. Someone who doesn't do the same business as you. And someone who doesn't have the same vision, right? So this is different past experiences. And you knowing where your value is and where you want to take your journey, because justice is opening up again. Okay. I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio, and we'll dive into the next house. Scorpio, 10th house. The 10th question we asked, what is part of your purpose? So Scorpio, the 10th house is Capricorn, and what we have is defense, alarm, security, and surveillance. Application, goal, and strategy. Now what I'm getting from this is defense, alarm, security, surveillance. Scorpio is the way you see something as an artist. To screen and print, and to spray paint, to hear the words of spells, and to hear the sounds of music and replay them through instrumental form. This is talking about what you interpret is about, okay, Scorpio, I'm just trying to bring this in, how you interpret, how you see something, how it alarms you, and how you choose to watch it over time is a defense system, right? Because you're monitoring something over time that could cause an alarming effect. Now, Scorpio, this is talking about you acknowledging how you define something to defend yourself by watching it, okay? Because you are the interpreter of your own life. So what you've got here is part of your purpose, the way you interpret something and how you apply it. And it's talking about goals and strategies, the way you do something and bring it to life, okay? How you do it, Scorpio. So let's see, 10th house. 10th house for Scorpio. Alarm, security, surveillance, defense, application, goal, and security. strategy. Four of Cups. Okay, your energy, Scorpio. Four of Cups over spirituality, religion. This is also speaking to you through spirit. You know, there's an acceptance here, Scorpio. Eagles are significant, squirrels are significant, rats are significant, and mice and mouse. What's interesting here is that you receive expectingly. So this gives me the energy that you're already watching and waiting, okay? So there's some strategy here that you've already applied. There's a goal here you set out for. You've put something into place. You're putting something into place based on what you see and how you watch it over time. Four of Cups implies foundations with regards to emotions, and emotions connecting into receiving spiritual information. So this can be applied through the work that you do in the physical form in any means. But this is you open to receive. Let's read the underlying energy. Seven of Cups, all these options being illuminated to you. So I just want to bring in here, Scorpio. So see how the cup comes down from the sky. It could be God's hand, an angel's hand giving you something so you can receive it and you're ready for it. But this cup, what you see in awe is that when this cup tips open, you can see 7 more cups inside this one cup, right? You already know about the 3 that exist in the physical form. Your 4th cup brings that together. And within that 4th cup holds the 7th dimension, 7th dimensional information, okay? So this is someone being bored in the 3D, looking for more information in the 4D, and seeing through the 4D is the 7D. So what this is talking about to me is acknowledgement of emotions, accepting your value, and receiving openly. Now your options here, Scorpio, and this could be tied back to your application. You know, these are elementals and things that exist in the physical form. But you know, we're talking about, let's start here. I started at the rainbow. You can't touch a rainbow. You can see it, but it's a dispersion of light projected through water. Okay, so what we can see is the full spectrum of light, and what we know is that there is air, water, and light existing within this one cup. Right, so this one cup beholds those energies. This other cup is light, the essence. This one's the stars. Fire, we've got water and bubbles. We've got animals as the dove, and we've got plants as growth. So all of these things are fundamental to when you receive. Okay. Lots of cups on the bottom energy here. So Scorpio, this 10th house, your purpose is a part of your emotions deeply. Deeply part of how you feel is part of your purpose. So you looking through those emotions, discovering the options with the things that are available, accessible around you. Once you've learned enough about something, you choose to keep it or discard it. Because when you keep something, it is of value. When you discard it, it's a baggage. It's something that can be used for someone else. It's no longer of use to you. So there's a thing of you being celebrated here, and you're prepped up high, but there's no way of seeing what you actually walk upon, right? Because the crowd is in front of you. You come out, Scorpio, on your horse. Your horse is prancing. Your horse has been trained. Your horse takes you through reality to the dream state and back. So this is being celebrated. There are flags of suns, flags of crowns, checkers. But this is unity of one person's actions. I feel like this information is being withheld though because of what it is. We're talking about defense, security, and alarm systems. So it's like security in itself sings a secret, right? For it to be secure, there has to be some type of secrecy. So therefore, the message isn't received by everybody. Page of Swords in reverse. So the message isn't received by people who cannot handle the knowledge, okay? Who don't understand the knowledge or use knowledge for bad terms. They don't have it. They cannot have it. So therefore, these wands only hit mystery. They hit boundaries. They hit opportunities. They hit fear. Tackling those things that were in balance. So there's some type of strategy here that you put in place, Scorpio, that keeps balance to security, to being able to defend. We opened up with the Four of Cups. We've got the Five of Cups showing up on the underlying energy. So there's transition here from something you receive to something that you feel changes you within. It's also accepting, acknowledging, and releasing emotions. How you choose to release those emotions is through intimacy, through forms of love, knowledge and speaking, music, spirituality, teaching, designing, showing, playing, producing, paying, showing, experiencing, learning. Ten of Pentacles is a nice card for you, Scorpio. It keeps coming up. I think this is the third or fourth time, right? So this is abundance. You're getting abundance through the value you work through. So not everyone can look at something and see problems and implement structures to make it safe, because this is someone who has to understand the person who's going to try and break those boundaries or those security measures. So therefore, you're having to put yourself inside that headspace. Okay, what would this person do if they stood here? What would be the best and the worst thing that this person would do if they stood here? Right? In your self-appearance, of your spirituality. But you being able to release that information and being able to implement structures in your strategy. Something here is very rich, it's lucrative, it's lots, it's abundant, and it is in the physical form, Scorpio. Also too, some may not be open to receive because perhaps you're still applying your measures of surveillance. This is also to a connection to monitor. So, if you've got no screen to see, how can you know what's going on? All you need is a surface, right? To begin building upon. King of Cups. Someone who's really balanced, someone who can make decisions, and their emotions or pain doesn't dictate or persuade their strategy forward, the way that they communicate with others. Wow, Four of Pentacles and Four of Cups. So there's a sense of you receiving emotional value, finding value in the emotional experiences, rather than finding value in the financial experiences. Because there's a sense that you've just had to let them go. This Knight of Swords is like, it had to happen quickly. or had to happen quickly with someone, because it was all about the emotions. And you were following your intuition, Scorpio. Okay, so you, at some point you go, okay, I'm sensing manipulation here. There's a change to my usual environment. Something has been manipulated. So there's movement here, moving around, looking at what's changed. And also too, reflecting on what's changed within you. Queen of Pentacles. What's changed within you is that you're able to support yourself financially. Is that you're able to work and provide to others. And that you're able to be both a feminine in human and masculine in your animal spirit form. Attracting. Okay. Let's move into, yeah, okay, hang on. I just wanted to say attracting what you're watching. Interesting, Scorpio. What are you looking at? Cool. All right, Scorpio, let's move into the next house. Scorpio, 11th house is all about Aquarius. These are your social goals. But we ask, what do you do on your downtime? So we've got here karmic, redirect, soul journey. We have model, manager, and climate. Okay. So socially, you've got some type of karmic around you that you could be dealing with, who's actually causing a lot of drama for you. That drama is actually trying to redirect you to your actual purpose. So Scorpio, don't get caught up in the drama. Just know that that's trying to guide you somewhere else, to be somewhere else. Okay. We've got manager here. Ooh. Okay, so we've got cards hitting the ground, which means things that are like underlying, maybe you don't know about, and it's hit the ground facing down, so it's someone else's energy. So it's landed down on the ground, kind of over in the 5th house direction. So this is talking about creativity or children. And this is someone who's feeling really like they have to be on guard and defend everything that they've put in place in structure, because they're defending their creative right of what they think is knowledgeable. So this energy here is, know that either if you're having to defend yourself with someone else, know that that someone else isn't meant to be in your energy and they're redirecting you to somewhere else. If this is someone else who's coming to you like on guard with fire, and it's causing you confusion, know that they're confusing you on purpose because you should be somewhere else, okay? Scorpio. We've got model here. So socially you might be seen as a model, or like this karmic was attracted to you because you are the type of model prototype that energy is attracted to in a frequency. We've also got manager here, so that implies someone that's operating as a boss, a supervisor, or oversees plans for a business or a company. But this does also talk about, you know, looking at something that changes over time, especially with the climate card showing up. You know, climate. Also too, I just heard the word acclimate. So this is like, Scorpio, you adjusting to become a leader as well in your social time. So what you're doing on your downtime is actually helping you model yourself into the manager that your environment needs you to be. Interesting. Okay, let's read the underlying energy. We've got some nudity here with the devil showing up, so I'll just pull out some crystals to cover up those little naughty spots. 1 second. Okay, so look, I need 2 crystals. So maybe you're dealing with one problem, but you don't see that it implies two to people, to issues, okay? You might be dealing with something toxic. You might be dealing with something you just can't shake off that keeps getting the better of you, Scorpio. Well, don't, because it's actually teaching you to be a better you, okay? Not the better of you, it's teaching you to be a better you. So know that things come your way to teach you and guide you into the right direction, okay? So we've got the devil showing up here. So whoever's on guard or coming at you with that harsh energy, know that this person or this frequency, they don't feel any pain. So it's nothing to them to come cause you drama, all right? Now, Scorpio, it's up to you if you want to deal with that drama, or you can just take yourself gracefully, move somewhere else, be somewhere else, think somewhere else if you can't move. Just get away from that toxicity, because it's karmic, meaning that there's a lesson there to be learned. And with the devil here, it's part of fear, addictions, toxicities, or negative people or traits within yourself that could help you change. So something here about this energy, they don't feel pain, okay? Which is really interesting. Or they don't feel pain, or they refuse to acknowledge their pain, so they cause others pain. Queen of Wands in reverse. You could be dealing with someone in the masculine energy who's a feminine in the physical form. And this is talking about this is someone who avoids pain and who's not very confident, but they sort of come at you on guard. They come at you like on guard, Scorpio. Like you want to like it's a fight. But what this is that this person is sort of headbutting their physical reality and avoiding their intuition. So this is what's so frustrating for that person, Scorpio. Okay, so and by avoiding the intuition and seeking within oneself the right answers, they're also avoiding the opportunity to manifest any money, to bring any money to the table, to become a leader and see the way through in the physical form. Because this is an inability to move away from rocky terrain. Because without using the intuition, they're unsure of where they are. So where do they need to be as a safe location? That's not even a consideration. This is someone who okay, so this is energy here, Scorpio, karmic energies. Someone who's avoiding their intuition and who's headbutting on guard, ready to fight, who's not really doing anything for themselves to manifest their money, and who is avoiding their emotions, is also avoiding some other responsibility with ties to home. And this has got to do with some type of reciprocity through a service agreement. Okay, so this is something that hasn't been celebrated or unified because something's been solidified, operating on its own. Operating on its own without intuition, with, because we've got here self-reflection happens when, because this brings me back, Queen of Cups, like unable to tap into emotions as someone who can't feel anything. But this is also someone who looks for people who are individuals, who are singles, who are solo soldiers, warriors. The ones who look within, those are the ones they look for, because if one is doing so much self-reflection, then one doesn't look outward to reflect on someone else. So therefore, they're never considered in firing line. So this is the awakening to the karmic redirection of your soul journey. This is awakening to that tension, that drama, is realizing that this drama I'm dealing with doesn't acknowledge their own emotions. So how can I trust one's intuition when they don't go with what they feel? Identifying that emotions are connecting to your spirituality and your truth. And this is something, you know, lovers in reverse could imply that this is an ex. It could also imply an ex-husband, ex-wife, ex-partner. It could also imply a friend, an ex-friend, someone who was close to you, like a partnership or relationship, but is no longer, because karmic. You also meet them socially as well, or met them socially. So this person wasn't looking for love, so therefore they weren't looking for, it's like, what am I getting here? We've got lovers in reverse, so there's, you know, there's a close connection here that implies love where there is none. And when that is realized, your karmic direction, your journey forward is changed, your soul direction redirected, right? Because you have this realization that you're like, whoa, this is like, I'm receiving negative karma, I'm experiencing negative karma. It doesn't matter if it's yours or someone else, but what's the lesson that you're being shown here is that it's too much drama and that you couldn't be bothered, so you're meant to be somewhere else doing something else, a part of your purpose, Scorpio. So this is that energy that you have that realization. And there's a model here, so there's something that is considered iconic that people all find or can come to a means that, okay, that's pleasing on the eye. Something that's been shaped into a form of pleasure. Karmic model. This also gives me someone who looks like like, we don't have soulmate out here, but a karmic implies that you have a soulmate. Soulmate isn't on your purpose reading, but the soulmate is in your energy, because we've got the lovers, which is a choice. So this means that you're directed to your future love, who somehow resembles the appearance of the karmic. So this is also talking about working through lost opportunities, where, you know, maybe too much self-reflection was happening and it wasn't you that was the problem in the first place. It was your surroundings, the inability to see what was going on the outside. Page of Cups. This is learning to take that step forward and follow your curiosity based on how it makes you feel. It's like an internal guidance. But there's also a seek for, like, there's a seek for fish, Pisces, food, things that come from emotional ways, and it's like collecting that. But there's also a disreference for past. So I'm feeling like that energy is connected to someone who can't feel their emotions, is someone who doesn't reflect on the past, okay? And that karmic will keep it. If you stay there with that karmic energy, you'll keep experiencing injustices because it's a cycle. of illusion and confusion. But when you step away and find your balance, that's when you're redirected, right? So there's something here where you work through that. All right. Scorpio, 12th house, 12th question, messages revealed from spirit. So we've got here, 12th house is Pisces. It's all about, conscious karma, secrets, hidden enemies, but also speaking and communicating to spirit. Okay, so spirit is speaking through that house. Now what we've got here is musical instrument. Okay, so that's tied to your self-appearance. I believe that's also tied to your creativity in spray paint. So this is home and family. Partnerships and relationships. Transformation and change. Higher beliefs. Okay, so this is all connected to that musical instrument energy. Religion and spirituality is also part of musical instrument. I'm getting ties to. So here's Scorpio. All right. It's musical instrument, spirituality and religion, property and value for Scorpio in the 12th house. Take it away, spirit. All right. We've got the Scout of Fire. Pew, pew. Coming out over strategy, goal, strategy, and manager. So a manager's goal or strategy. Scout of Fire means that it's someone searching for a student to conduct their burnings, basically. So burnings meanings, how do I mean that? To transform. They want someone to transform and transmute that energy for them. So that's the strategy, getting someone else to do the job. So the fingers are like this, meaning that it could imply there's two that bring 2 and 2, or this is like 4 energies coming together. So, oh, we've got 2 cards. I didn't even see that coming. We've got the 2 wolves there. Thank you, Spirit, for the synchronicities. Okay, so we've got fire, smoke, and spider webs. Fire, smoke, and spider webs. Okay, so the spiders are coming down to the wolves. This energy is in the cold, in the snow, and it's at the dark. Okay, so spirit speaking in. When you feel the room energy shift, that's spirit tapping in. Okay, so there's something here that spirit's bringing to your attention with regards to loyalty and protection around the foundations of property. Now, this could be property in the physical form or property that you create through a musical form, property that you create through a spiritual or religious form, okay? So this could be you talking about someone else doing your work for you, but this is taking on that strategy or goal to bring 2 and 2 together. Okay, here's the 2 and 2. We've got 2 cards, 2 and 2 fingers, and we've got 2 wolves. Now, what have we got here? You're needing to guide. Your fingers are guiding your passion. So where you place your hands to work, Scorpio, is where you're going to see the rewards. Also too, this is spirit working through you. Like this is someone running so fast, it's like steam's coming off them. That kind of energy, but without all of that exertion. So we've got hot and cold here, Scorpio. Hot and cold, we've got the light at night. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say to Scorpio. Alright, underlying energy. I love this, Scorpio. We've had so many synchronicities in this reading. We've got the Cancer card here at the bottom. Wow. So the moon, deeply connecting in with your with your fourth house, so fourth, home, foundation, home, family, mother, grandmother, great-great-grandmother, talking about revelations of the foundations that have binded you to your journey to date. Things being illuminated. Something was under the microscope, and I'm getting this connection from Spirit with the hummingbird flying backwards here. So it's flying backwards into the future. Okay, so this person's already passed and they're speaking in future forms. Source of air, speaking to a connection of air energies. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, true hands. Multiple circles are significance. There could be smoke rings. These could also be elevations and progressions working through some type of build-up, okay? Now, what's happening here, you don't see something coming with regard to that air energy. These circles, so you see the circles being built up from front on. This is from the top. Now, what you don't see, Scorpio, is that you don't see the head feature of this bird, okay? So what I'm connecting to is you're not seeing something about someone, or Spirit's indicating that there was some type of disfigurement to the face during their passing. Okay, so that's to identify who the spiritual energy I'm speaking to. Speaking to the year of the monkey, or someone who was born in the year of the monkey, this is to matters of the heart that couldn't be produced through growth. Okay, so what I'm getting here is some type of something about the heart. Okay. We've got musical instrument, we have heart, spirituality and religion, property, value. Something couldn't grow or couldn't ripen. And the idea around it was meant to. Okay. So what we've got here is finding balance and taking fast action towards home, family, where you grew up, where you came from, because there's a sense that where there are all the feathers, or where you find all the feathers, where you're charging to home, is that things will be revealed to you. Okay, so revealing to you, traveling home on that journey, opened the doorway to navigating both worlds, both realms. Now, what I'm connecting to here is that growth couldn't come from the heart, but when you took action on matters of home, or when someone took action on matters of home, the transformation changed. So what we got here is connection to the root, home, and connection to the mind and above. So this is like connecting, where have we got this? Finding growth between, we've got, religion in the physical form, but also the understanding of spirituality in the spirit form. Or, spirituality and religion may be the same for one person, but not to the other. But we've got something singing to the sound of that here through spirit. Excuse me. Connection here is through fire energies. So there was something about like praying mantis. Sorry, fire energy is Leo, Sag, Aries. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Something here about the praying mantis in reverse. This could also be like a cremation, but like this praying mantis is like in reverse, so something's no longer prolonged, like, yeah, there's something here that you seem, or you found within that energy that perhaps brought unwanted emotions to the surface. Now, this could be for you or for someone else, but this is igniting and this is realizing. Roses too here, connection to love. So this person loves you. This person acknowledges you miss them as well. And there's something about they acknowledge the emotions you feel. There's something about looking up and looking onward. And there's a shift to how you know things to be. This is a transition in what was up is now down and down is up. Or what was in is now out and what is out is now in type of energy. This could be also speaking to a trend as well, musically, because we've got a lot of radio frequency, so sound, sounography. What do they call them? Graphics, analyzers, sound analyzers. But here we've got like a vibration and a radiation here, especially coming from the water lily or a purple flower. Ties to the purple flower. But these are concepts that bring you and connect you to spirit, because we've got two ravens or crows here. So this is magic at work as well. And it's being leveraged by spirit. So spirit's being allowed to sort of step in, so to speak. Something about a purple flower, Scorpio. Okay, so what's changing now is the foundation to be rooted down. So this means you've got the structure to transform, to grow, and to speak. And this is talking about being balanced through the matters of the heart, but also speaking to the growth of the matters of the heart, especially where there was struggle through heart stress. This elephant's holding that flower, and maybe you're speaking to that cry for help, that call. Why wasn't something done when everyone was watching? That's what I'm getting from this card, because you know the universe watches the elephant drown, and how could it happen? How could we let it die? But there's something here where you go through injustices and you turn them into justices, Scorpio, throughout your life purpose, throughout your life. If this wasn't your cry for help, then you're speaking to someone else's cry for help. This is resurrecting those injustices. So what we've got here is hot and cold. And I'm being brought back to intimacy here. You know, where you brought fire, you were put out. And where you were cold, people melted you down to emotions. Not to a solid ice form where you can control your emotions. They put so much fire on you till you melted down to water, so that they could maneuver you wherever you wanted, wherever they wanted you. So this is that concept. Interesting. Seeing beyond manipulation, because karmic energies bring that in as well. We do have self-made, self-paid, okay? So maybe there's something here you're needing to consider as well with property and the value, especially with regards to location and swamps, or, you know, swamps, or we're talking about flooding, fire and flood as well. So Scorpio, if you're looking into those type of locations, connecting with the elders or the tribes of those places and asks where is the safest place to live? Where doesn't it catch fire and where doesn't it flood? Ask them, they'll know. There's something here. Ooh, there's the purple flower again, and it's building upon the tree, upon growth. So it's like, Scorpio, you're building from up, down. Means that you're connecting to spirit and you're bringing that down to physical. Where this is the other way around, you're building from the ground up to spiritual. Okay. So there's something you're doing in reverse or doing differently. Okay. Angels here are surrounding your protective circles, the rings that you put in place. 6 here, 6. There's protection of 6. You've got 6 protective angels around you at this time as well, especially when it comes to leading up in your life's purpose, especially when you're stepping on those pathways clearly. Those 6 angels become very present because they're meant to be there to guide you along your way. So there was something here that was meant to be, and this is someone else's energy. Wow, okay. Something here that was meant to be. Something was meant to move quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4 figures of magic. The purple flower also tied to the quick movement and speaking about how that happens. There's success along the trail. And there's also too a community of muscle that speak of peace around home and family. So that's someone else's energy. Okay. What you're needing to balance on here, and this gives me that Temperance card with the one eye open, one eye closed, Scorpio. This is, you know, one leg up, one leg down, finding balance on the means of which you create, on what you create. Okay, because this is giving me this floating energy, you up and away on your broomstick. Octopuses are very intelligent, but there's also too, you finding a way to get in and out with ease across the mediumship. So there's something here that if you're experiencing something and connecting and testing your abilities, your psychic abilities, with regards to spirituality and religion. We've got spells here, Scorpio. So this gives me the energy that if you've done all your study and you're experiencing your synchronicities, then yes, you are navigating between the two realms successfully. Congratulations. So someone who cried wolf is also being like, there's some protection around some type of communication that was being cried wolf, but I'm also too, the communication is coming from either you, Scorpio, or another Scorpio. And what's this? Scorpio's on the stick. So Scorpio is dealing with perhaps earth elements, earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. So Scorpio, don't forget to tap into your spirit guide when you do your spiritual work, because it's like they do a lot of the heavy load for you so that you can keep your strength without depleting your energy. Okay, Scorpio, we're going to leave it there for the card readings on the houses, but we are going to pull some guidance. All right, Scorpio. This is Earth Warriors Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And I actually read out Alana Fairchild's book earlier with the numbers. Okay, so one card for Scorpio, guidance in relation to finding their life's purpose, please. Okay, we've got 2 cards by the looks of things, especially coming out in the 11th house. So this is social and over the karmic energies. Okay, number 6 and number 3. So medicine of the butterfly, Kachina, and power, awakening. Number 6. Alright, so we'll just give you another look at those nice and close. Beautiful. Okay, number 6. Medicine of the butterfly, Kachina. On wings of hope, butterfly Kachina guides you through an ending to the light of the new life within. It is your transition into a happier time, of increased pleasure and delight, especially if you have experienced great struggle or loss. The spirit medicine of butterfly brings hopeful promise to your heart. Here is your sign that there will be happiness, peace and light, so trust in the goodness being birthed. An apparently lost cause or shattered dream was a necessary part of your transformational journey. What was sacrificed can be reborn into something even more beautiful. You're not meant to turn to the past, as it cannot support you in the way it once did. Trust that you have the inner resources to handle whatever is happening within you and in your life. You are moving towards a significant psychological, emotional, and perhaps also physical breakthrough and transformation. An inner sense of discomfort may be signaling that something new is unfolding within, and it's natural to initially feel a little awkward or uncertain in the face of the unfamiliar. This is a good sign of change stirring from within, so allow nature to take its course. Trust in what's happening, even whilst you don't fully understand it in the end. It will turn out beautifully. Also, it will happen to have a new beginning. Spiritual guidance. There are moments when even those of us with great courage feel tested beyond our faith. Doubt and darkness and despair can creep into our minds and lash our hearts with fear. There may seem to be a good reason for our pain: the loss of a loved one, a cherished hope dashed, disturbing human behavior, the state of the environment, or someone other expected and painful shock. There may be no particular reason for it, and yet somehow gripped by feelings of anxiety or despair that we cannot resolve no matter how hard we try. In the traditions of the Pueblo peoples, including the Hopi and Zuni, Kachina are beings of the spirit world that spend some part of the year living within community. When reversed, they can bestow healing and protection. Palhik Mana is the butterfly maiden, embodied in sacred dance during Hopi tradition, honoring girls, the bearers of created feminine promise. The healing of the oracle of the butterfly Kachina comes to you now to elevate your suffering and to remind you that everything you have gone through has been part of what made you strong, compassionate, and wise. When all seems lost, perhaps especially then, your soul needs the gift of seeing the light. Love and wisdom within the divine at work, behind all things at all times, always reaching out to us and offering love. The souls need faith and hope like everybody needs air to breathe. Faith keeps the soul alive and well. You do not have to regret anything that happened. You do not have to judge yourself for any other or wish that things had been different. You do not have to miss out, and you do not have to mess up. You have to be learning and growing. What is required from you now is willingness to let the past fall away, because the person you once were no longer exists. You may not fully realize it yet, like the butterfly trying to crawl on the ground like a caterpillar. You may mourn the loss of the caterpillar ways. Yet, if you take a moment to witness yourself anew, you'll realize you are not the person from 2 years ago or even 10 years ago. You can open up to the gifts that the oracle of the butterfly Kachina is bringing to you now: well-being, new life, vibrancy, freedom, and happiness. If you've been working hard on an issue, Scorpio, on yourself or on a cause in the world, and it seems to be going nowhere, you're reminded that in divine alchemy of transformational things, sometimes appear to be going backwards as they move forward. It is the way of things. After summer, there is autumn and then winter, of all which indicates progress towards that next spring. If you didn't understand the creative purpose and the regenerative nature of the seasons, you might be frightened by the winter, concerned that it has signified the world's ending. With the knowledge of sacred feminine wisdom of the seasons, you are not afraid of winter, and as you see it as an essential part of life. You may even learn to mature and restore yourself during that time, gaining consciousness, benefit, and appreciation for it. You feel you are in a spiritual or emotional winter in your life. Have hope. The soul unfolds according to the seasons, just as nature does. Let your heart and mind rest in trust that life is growing your soul into its beautiful fulfillment. Totem Totemic Puma, number 3. That's pretty cool, Scorpio. We've got I am Puma with you. I awaken the vigorous energy, fierce power, and ability to act without hesitation when the moment is right. My patience and strategy, my preparation and precision, my fearlessness and decisiveness are now your own. Allow my sacred medicine to fill your soul and bring courage to your heart. You have come into your power. You've got this, Scorpio. Don't let fear or hesitation hold you back. Apply yourself fully to the task. Let go of old ways of viewing yourself as incapable, scattered, or wasteful of energy. You have the ability to focus intently, to generate clear intention, and to achieve your ambitions through methodical steps and applied will. You have the internal resources you need for successful completion, even if no one else recognizes your potential or believes in your future success. They will understand differently in due course. So by then, you will and are already and will be moving on to your next task. Trust your sense of timing and have patience. When you know how the time to leap, do so with no hesitation. Scorpio. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Scorpio. This was your Discovering Your Life's Purpose reading. I hope you enjoyed, and congratulations if you made it all the way to the end. I will put the timestamps in on the bottom so you can flick through and read as you like. But anyway, Scorpio, thank you so much for your beautiful, wonderful energy. Let me know if any of these messages resonated. And until the next reading, take care, you are protected, and bye for now.